think we're live. We're just showing Halo footage.
Yeah, we are live.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Xbox Live Party Podcast. My name is Ash. Sorry about the delay. We just had YouTube really not liking the stream key today, but we are live. The button's red. It says we're live. And we are with episode 32 now. 32, everyone. Today we are joined by, we've got KY Bob. We've got Slayer Exclusive. We've got the Jinner Gaming. We have got the Big Cheese, the Fat Mamoo Redders.
Fat Mamoo.
I didn't actually think you were going to do it.
And we have got special guest Judzilla and Callie of Robot Republic. So welcome, both of you guys. How's it going?
That's going great, thank you.
Going good, thanks. Thanks for the invite.
No worries, glad to be here. Glad that you've joined us. And apologies, like I say, I've no idea what YouTube's doing this morning. So, but we are live. We are live. So before we get started on what we've been playing this week, just to let everyone know, we do have a giveaway as we have done for the last few weeks, and it is for In the Rays of Light on Xbox One, and that is by Sometimes You. So big thank you to them for providing us some keys. I think we've got 5 to give away this week. So all you have to do to be in with the giveaway, subscribe to the YouTube channel, obviously follow us on Twitter if you've got Twitter, and leave a comment in the chat throughout the show. And then at the end of the show, we'll pick 5 people who've left a comment, hit us up after the show, prove that you're a subscriber, and we'll fire some codes over. And that's how easy it is. So yeah, that's a cool giveaway. So a big thank you to Sometimes You for that. And a big hello to everybody in chat. Nice to see everyone. We will jump straight into what we've been playing this week because we're already delayed because YouTube is horrible and doesn't like us. So we'll start with you, Bob. What have you been playing this week?
I have been playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. It brought back so much nostalgia, and it's so buttery smooth now, and it looks so good, and it plays so good. I was on the Battle.net servers the other night with 8 players, and all of us had a mercenary, so there were 16 people in our battle group, and it was chaos, and I loved every second of it. I've been playing the last night I played the Halo Infinite Flight with the Fun Speculation crew, Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Shout out to you guys. And wow, I mean, last night for 3 hours, they actually had social battles going. So it was not bots. It was 4-man teams playing real players. And literally we got our ass kicked every match. But it was a lot of fun. Nice. Halo is back, and I'm excited about it and cannot wait for December 8th.
Yeah. I bet most people of us have played Halo Infinite, the flight this week, if we've been lucky. It is our first topic, so we will jump into that more in detail when we get to the topics. Have you been playing anything else, or is that about it this week?
Just starting up some random games to nail out Game Pass quests. Other than that, not really.
What about you then, Callie?
Yes, I've revisited Phoenix Rising, which I think is a lot of stick-off people, but I love that game. I think maybe the bright colours just keep me really entertained, but yeah, I visited that earlier in the week, and then last night we tried to play Origami 2. That's me and Odrin from Gaming Sandbox. It's not working at the moment. It looks like a great game, and I really can't wait to play it, but it just wouldn't let us connect, so I ended up on No Man's Sky for the sort of first time with other people. Other than trying to, exterminate all the Xenos on the planets, it took a long time trying to figure out how to repair my ship. If I can get over and figure out how that game works, though, it looks like a lot of fun.
Nice. What about you then, Redders? What you've been playing?
I actually haven't been able to play much this week. I've had a bit of personal stuff going on, so I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and play anything. I had like 1 or 2 games of Smite during the week, but that's about it really. It's been a bit of a slow week for me, unfortunately.
Of course, your computer's playing Smite permanently now, though, isn't it? You've said so.
Yeah.
You're like a fucking Chinese farmer, like gold farmer, aren't you? Oh, wow, it's just your computer's
Yeah.
just
My
farming
computer's
XP on
on
Smite.
24/7.
You're just running into a corner and everyone hates you in the game. That's what you're doing. We know the truth.
Yeah.
What about you then, Slayer? What you've been playing?
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow week for me as well, unfortunately. But I did get through a couple of indie games. I play, my regular, games that I go back to: Sea of Thieves, Rocket League, Fortnite, a little bit here and there. But yeah, in terms of like new games, I played through, like I said, some indie games. One of them, Dr. Autonomous, interesting little platformer, but mostly just for the gamer score. Then I got a chance to finally play through Freddy Spaghetti 2. That was pretty cool. I agree with you when you said that the first one was a little bit more interesting, but it wasn't bad. It was I've played worse, I think.
It's
I have to
nowhere
say.
near Freddy Spaghetti 1 levels of greatness,
Yeah.
though. It's such a shit fucking money grab. How
I mean,
dare they?
yeah. I mean, one thing I didn't understand was why do they repeat so many like levels? Like it was like, what the hell?
Because
Like, oh, we're playing.
we need to make a game here, so they just like the same level repeats like 4 times.
We're playing ping pong. Okay, 10 levels later. Oh, let's play ping pong again. What? Like what? Why? and then today, literally just before this, I played. Oh well, I finished off Rustler as well. That was interesting. That game was the ending was a little bit weird because it was like it was like not as grand as you would expect. It was just like flat. I was like, all right, cool, that's it. All right. And then the last game is this game called Pets No More. Very frustrating game, indie game. It's like kind of like an air hockey in a way, like the one that you find in like arcade games, arcade places like that. But the controls of that game are just terrible. That's not a game that you could play. Like I finished it. I finished all the achievements, but I don't think I'm ever getting back to that game because the like you press B to like hit the ball, and the character reacts like 2-3 seconds later, and it's like, wow, okay.
I've got that
So,
in my
yeah.
I've got it in my basket because it's on sale.
Well,
May not go for it yet then if it's that bad.
yeah, it was. I mean, it only took me an hour to finish all 1,000, the gamer score, which wasn't bad, but it was a lot more frustrating than like I'll tell you one thing, like not only other than the controls, one of the things that really pissed me off was that there was 2 levels where you go off against an opponent. It's like so each time you fight off against an opponent, there's 3 rounds. And in these 2 levels, these 2 opponents that you fight, for some reason, developers decided, you know what? Let's screw with the player, and every round that he wins, let's add another enemy. And he's going to be playing by himself though. But he's going to be going up against 2 people and then 3 people. And it's like and then 4 people actually, I think at the end. And it's just like, what the hell? So I'm one person against like four other players, like 4 other bots. Like, why? Why? This makes it so much harder. But yeah, that's
Seems like
pretty
they
much it for
took
me.
the Halo 5 Warden Eternal approach. Just
Yeah,
add more. Right.
I was baffled. I was just like, okay, why? Like, because not only is the level is already like getting harder because they're adding like more obstacles and stuff like that, but then they also add more opponents against you. It's like playing soccer against 4 people when you're one person. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, I can do this. That's about it. Yeah, kind of slow week for me, like I said. But this weekend, I want to play a couple more indie games and maybe start going to my backlog to play through like Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion or something like that.
Played that. It's actually a lot of fun.
It is, yeah. I played it once as well, but I want to play through it again just because I really like that one. I love it more than it's actually not a bad RPG.
No,
So.
I didn't like the other Adventure Time one.
The Investigations one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just it wasn't that great. It was a bit bland. So
Yeah.
and the combat was awful. It was just
Yeah.
If they cut the combat out and
just
put a bit
tacked on.
more interaction into it,
Yeah.
it would have probably been all right. But
Yeah, that felt tacked on as hell. Like, why? Like, it didn't even need to be there. It was just there. But yeah.
Awesome. What about you then, Jenna? What you've been playing?
I finally finished Death's Door this week. And no spoilers for my upcoming review, but it's my game of the year.
I think every week you say it's my game of the year for something different.
Yeah.
Narita Boy was my game of the year right up until recently, and then 2 games have surpassed it recently. So, yeah. So, yeah, game of the year, Death's Door. Until I played Halo like Bob, and I'm having to reevaluate that. I'm not going to go into detail, but I played a few games with Sensei. He invited me in last night, and we may not have won every game, but we were the top 2 on our team each time, which is the important thing.
That happened to play with bots on easy.
Hey, we didn't play any bots. I did play public games, and I won 3 games on the bounce and was top of my team. I was so chuffed. I took photos and sent them to my brother. I was like, as soon as you logged off, I kicked ass. You're holding me back. Other than that, I played Origami 2. A bit more. I'm really enjoying that game, although I'm on a level that I'm a bit stuck on, and I keep getting frustrated because as soon as a guard is aware of you, they kick your ass. They're so hard. You fight them in the tutorial and they seem really easy, and then as soon as you actually encounter just a normal person in the world, they beat the shit out of you.
Concerns me because the one in the tutorial beat the shit out of me. So if you consider that easy, I'm now a little concerned.
Oh yeah, the one in the tutorials, they like tone them down to give you a chance, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to run through and slay people. You come up against the first guy, and they will absolutely murder you. And I got Sable and Lake review codes. Not a review code for Sable, sorry, that's on Game Pass. However, I've started neither of them because I've just been playing Halo. I know, I'm sorry. I said I'd do a review for the channel, and I've spent my entire time playing Halo, so I'm a bad boy. But that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm so annoyed. I bought Lake like a week ago because they never replied to the review request I put in. They then gave me a PC review for it, and the PC version was broken. Like you as you start off, when you play it, you basically you get out this little post truck, and it's like, go and get the post from this post box. Walk up to the post box, can't open the fucking post box. Tried for about 10 minutes walking around this post box, clicking every button, gave up, deleted it. So I bought it on Xbox because I wanted it anyway. And then like 2 days later, they sent me a review code for it. So I was like, go on, Ginny, you can get it. And then he's got his own. Then they offered him another one. So
they redeemed yours, and then an hour later, I had an email off them saying you have a code. I was like, oh motherfucker!
Was you able to open the post box?
You are sorry?
Was you able to open the post box?
I haven't started it. I've just been playing Halo. I'm a failure.
It is nice though. It means like for Fabio did a review for Rift Adventure. Gina's doing Lake. It's meant I don't have to literally hammer these games constantly now for reviews. I can clear out the backlog. We've got a review copies for some of the other games, thankfully. So
yeah, don't worry. I'm still working on the roster one. I just finished this, so
it's all right. Fabio's meant to be doing a Gangsters Paradise review. So
nice.
He's
the Coolio song.
it, so. Yeah, basically, that's it. The background music should just be that consistently, like for the whole game on repeat. But yeah. What about you then, Judzilla? What you've been playing this week?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a racing fan, so I've been getting WRC 10 finished. So I finished the championship on that and the career. Pretty good game. Nice physics updates and stuff like that. Good graphics, 60 FPS. Pretty cool. What else? Played the Ascent last night with the Indie Gamer. Shout out to him. That was good fun. Finished The Artful Escape, which I love. I know a lot of people, there's a divisive opinion on it, but I think it's freaking awesome. I Am Fish dropped on Game Pass, so I loaded that up and played around with that. It's pretty funny, actually. So that was good fun. And then my brother told me last night I'd do game share with my brother. He said we got Avengers, which I didn't know about, so I started playing that today. Too early to tell on that. I'm guessing that will come into some of the chat later as well, though. And finally, It was God of War 2018. I'm trying to get that game finished because I haven't touched the PlayStation for about 2 years. So yeah, trying to get through that, and Horizon Zero Dawn as well. So quite a few different bits and pieces. Last one would be Circuit Superstars. I played with Indy last night as well, but I can't tell you the results on that because I had to sign an agreement not to tell him on what happened. So make your own mind up there.
One thing I will say is you said, oh, I got Avengers. Time will tell on that. That initial reaction of meh is the game throughout.
That is the game.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers, mate. It just saved me 6 hours away.
Yeah.
The problem is the story mode starts off really well, and
Yes.
then sort of peters off,
goes
picks back
shit.
up again, and then but the rest of the game is like live service trash, and it never
It is
works.
such a fucking grind. I hate that game so much. I
This
went
guy
back to
plays
play it
Smite.
when they I went back to play it when
Speak
they
of-
added 60 FPS to it, and fuck me, it's so boring. Like, it's just that, and that's what killed my anticipation for Guardians of the Galaxy. 'Cause it's the same team, isn't it? But yeah, I just fucking no interest in that game. Going back to it, it's just yeah.
I hope you enjoy it,
I
Judzilla.
hope you enjoy it, Judd.
Yeah, thanks. That's really that's pepped me up. I'm going to get back on it straight when we finish this. So no,
It helps
I didn't
when
have
you
any
also really
crack on.
enjoys it.
Yeah, I didn't have any intention of going into all the live stuff. My brother was saying that was getting pelters from everybody, so I thought I'd play through the single player bit. I mean, it's all right, rocking around as superheroes, smashing shit up, but I don't know. I'll probably just do that much, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad game. The campaign isn't that bad, but I've had nothing but trouble with the multiplayer. The multiplayer is horrendous. Me and Fabio bought it on sale. We couldn't get into a multiplayer game for days. It just wouldn't connect us both into the same lobby so we could play together. And
I feel like they missed a trick with it as well. I think they should have brought it out when Avengers was still pretty hot.
yeah, it's a bit
Endgame.
late. If they brought that out
Like,
around Endgame and actually used the
Yeah.
actual likenesses of the, not
Yeah.
Wish versions, it'd have probably done really well. But
And give you the actual costumes that you want, not
Yeah.
Hulk covered in mud and ripped shorts,
whoa,
and then
whoa, you can get Gangster Hulk from I can't remember what he's called now, Mr. Summit or other, and he wears like a detective's costume. That is canon. That is great.
That is something else that actually really annoys me. When you think RPG, you think like gear sets and cosmetics and stuff, but the cosmetics in that game are just shit. They're just
Yeah, the items you get don't
absolute
change your
shit.
look or out, do they? Which is
Yeah.
weird. So
Hawkeye has a purple T-shirt and blue denim jeans on. It's like, when have you ever seen Hawkeye dressed like that?
in
Yeah.
the current
Bullshit.
comics, probably probably the modern ones.
I think Bob was going to say something as well about it. It's his favorite game, I think, next to Outriders. But
Let's just say
Shut
it
up,
gave
innit?
me it gave me the Anthem feeling all over again,
Definitely.
both exciting and the letdown portion of it.
I always wanted to go back to Anthem because I hear it's playable now. But
But you'd be the only
Yeah,
one
maybe.
there.
yeah, it'd be just
Yeah,
me.
you would.
Let's go. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe not.
Let's go raiding. Oh wait, and get through the first wave, and that's it.
Yeah, I got this. No, I haven't got this. Fuck you all, and then turn it off.
Oh. To be fair, I haven't played that much this week. I'm looking at my list of what I've played. I haven't really played a huge amount. So I've been playing through 12 minutes. That's the sort of main one that stands out to me, and I'm so
Haven't touched
disappointed
that.
by it. So
Oh,
disappointed
really?
by it. It's such a good premise, implemented extremely badly, in my opinion. It's just
Oh.
it's like the point and click mechanics are so clunky, especially when you're on a time limit. It's just baffling, and
It's one of those games that was meant to be on PC, but they just made it on console anyway.
yeah, do you know what? It's such a good premise. It's got Willem Dafoe. There's no reason this game shouldn't be like amazingly god tier, but it just falls a bit flat, and the twist is a bit shit. And
Yeah. It's got Matey in it as well, isn't it? McAvoy. Is it
yeah,
McAvoy?
but it's like
you
he
won't
was
tell
on-
it's him.
You wouldn't tell it's him.
Oh,
It doesn't
really?
sound like him, and it sounds like he's on phone, just like yeah. He sounds like Peter Dinklage doing that Destiny voiceover work. That's how bad it is.
It
just
came
don't
from
give
the
a shit.
moon.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but it looks great, and it's just I just feel like it could be so much better. And the fact that the only way to progress at certain times is to do something exactly the same but change one little thing, it's kind of frustrating. You could end up doing the loops and loops and loops just to get that one right bit to progress it to the next sort of. There's like, it's not just one loop. You have like, you can continuously do multiple loops, but they have to go into like next rows of loops. It's hard to explain it, but like there's
like a web.
There's like 4 seasons. You have to sort of progress through them while in a loop, basically. And it
sounds like one of those games I would just get really fucked off with, and then just relying on a guide.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think
I'm
you
gonna have to
completed
get a
it.
guide.
You know the twist.
Pardon?
Have you completed it? If you know the twist, I think you completed
I have
I have,
completed it.
yeah.
I'm just mopping up the last of the achievements.
Yeah.
Which I'm using a
So,
guide.
no, I had a really good time with it. I loved it, and the twist being this kind of batshit crazy, weird. Like, lean into it. I'm fully on board.
I thought it was
It
good.
didn't need to be those actors. It could have been anyone. But
yeah, that's
like, I had a
what I
great
mean. Apart from Willem Dafoe, the other two were pointless. So
Yeah, it could have been anyone. They were putting on American accents. It makes no difference it being Daisy Ridley.
Oh, Daisy Ridley's character has the deepest ass crack you've ever seen animated. It's unbelievable. It's the weirdest thing. You're looking down on her and she goes to get a drink of water and it's like a 10-foot gap from where her butt cheeks are and the thing. Oh my god. Really off-putting. I thought I was the only one to notice it, and Mr. Tushy was on, of course, Mr. Tushy was on Twitter talking about it. And I was like, I knew he'd notice. Unbelievable.
It's built in storage.
And also, I must notice though, it's extremely dark on console. Like, there's that bit where you find something underneath. You like open something up and find something.
Yeah, you
can't
can't
even
see
it. And I looked online at people's videos.
Stick a candle in there.
And they can see it clearly. It's like, for some reason on the Xbox version, it's exceptionally dark. So
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but
I put a candle in there. Makes it lovely.
oh, can you do that? There we go. Yeah, I've learned something new. I was just clicking randomly till I found it. I don't care.
Swipe them off the
You can
table.
also you can flush a ridiculous amount of different things down the toilet. And like,
Yeah.
I was a little bit embarrassed because it started having James McAvoy doing a kind of like dumb giggle, and it was the same dumb giggle I was doing as I was flushing everything. Just
It does give you a lot of freedom, though. Like I say, I like that aspect of it, and I think that works. It's just to progress, you have to do such rigid things at certain points. I just thought it was a bit. It goes against the rest of it, which baffles me a little bit. So
You say there's a lot of freedom. There was one thing that really annoyed me, and I know I put this when I did a review of it. You convince your wife you're in a time loop and a guy's coming to kill you, but it doesn't give you the option to say, let's set a trap and get him together, or let's fight him together. Every time it's her going, oh no, wait, I'm innocent. It's like, yeah, you've tried that, love. You keep getting fucking murdered. Let's try it this way instead. Like she is so. You cannot change what she does in her path, even though you convince her. That's so annoying. That's the only bit that really annoyed me, was just how it's the same line over and over again from her. And it's like, yeah, I've heard it. We're going to try this time, okay?
You could sort of fast forward it. After a while, I was like, I can't keep listening to this. But it is interesting. It's worth playing, but if you don't like point-and-click games and you don't like games where you have to really think about what you're going to do, without having to like replay everything constantly just to find that one little key, you probably won't like it. But that's just me, and I feel like it's such a waste of paying people for talent they could have paid to do something better. Do you know what I mean? So and then the other sort of Xbox game I've been playing today is the Amazing American Circus, and it's basically a card deck building battling game where you are basically running a circus to win a grand prize, and the deck building is basically putting on a circus show in front to sort of the crowds. So like your defenses is trying to stop you getting like pelted with tomatoes and shit because you're rubbish. But it's really, it's
your
like,
voice is telling me it's great.
Sounds cool.
It's fun. It's so weird though. It's like hand drawn. It's really hard to explain what it is, but I'm quite enjoying it. And then you have to beat that guy from Greatest Showman. So you have to basically beat
Barnum.
Yeah, he's like by the looks the sort of last sort of competitor you face. You have to beat his circus with your own circus of freaks, basically. So it's quite good.
Does it have
I'm not super
Zendaya
far
in
into
it?
No, unfortunately not. It's
No.
got Queen Victoria in and Bill Summer, I can't remember. I'm not that far in. I'm only like an hour into it, but I'm quite enjoying it. And it's just so weird. It's like a card deck building battling game with like a circus management sim shoved in together, basically. So when you're traveling to different towns, you have to make sure everyone's fed and you've got the right posters up and stuff. It's weird as hell, but yeah, check it out. It's such a weird little mix of genres I wouldn't have thought I would have ever enjoyed. So I'm quite getting into that.
Does the card battling come into it? Because like a circus management sim sounds really appealing to me, but a card battling game.
So the deck building side of it is when you put on your acts, your shows at different towns. Your enemy is basically just the crowd. So you pick who's going to be in your show and what your grand finale is, and then your cards, like your attacks, are like doing juggling acts and breathing fire and strongmen things, and then you attack they basically hit the crowd and you have to get them down to 0 so that they're having a good time, basically. It's not really a proper fight, but then if they're not enjoying it, they're throwing shit at you and demoralizing your performers. So you have to do things to protect them and do other things. It's so difficult to explain because it's a card battling game, but without any real battles. You're just putting on a show, basically. So, but it's cool. The Amazing American Circus, and it takes place in the old West where they still had circuses and stuff like that. And Queen Victoria's you have to take on Queen Victoria's circus and shit like that as well. So it's so weird, but try it
might
out.
be a stupid question, Ash, but what's Queen Victoria doing in the Old West?
I've no idea. I've not got that far in. When I was reading about it, it's like you will meet Tesla, you will meet the Queen Victoria will be an enemy, and I'm like, all right, that sounds really cool. I have no idea what's going on. You can travel all across America, putting on shows, but I haven't the foggiest the plot yet. Basically, your dad dies, you inherit a circus that you don't want. And because it's like a dump, and your crazy uncle who used to work with your dad is like, let's win some money. And then you're like, all right, let's get some money on the go. So you go off to earn some money, and he tags along basically to try and sort of get some of that money. It's so weird. I'm so confused, but I'm thoroughly sort of intrigued by it and want to play it more to sort of unravel what's going on. And then it's like, you can get a whole van full of freaks. There's 16 freaks to get in your van. I'm like, let's go. I want to see some elephant men. I want to see some bearded ladies and shit. It sounds
like a good weekend.
That's it, definitely. But other than that, the majority of my time has been spent on that new bloody Lord of the Rings mobile game. I've pulled my hands up in shame. Rise of War. Oh man, I even pre-ordered it on iPhone, so it downloaded it on day one. Oh man, too much time has been spent on that. So
you pre-ordered a mobile game.
You have to pay for mobile games. Is that the one and only?
You don't have to pay for it.
Right?
With iPhone, you can pre-order games before they come out, even if they're free, and it just auto-installs it when it comes out for you. You're just basically pre-registering, ready for it to come out, but. It's just basically sort of like a strategy, sort of building up a city and conquering land sort of game. So, but it could be anything. It could have been a kart racer. They slap Lord of the Rings on it, and I will play the shit out of it. Oh my god, I've nearly finished my Lord of the Rings audio book as well. I'm 42.5 hours into a 44.5 hour audio books session.
You're
so
proper nerding it at the moment.
I fucking love it, mate. It's the best audiobook I've ever had. Oh, it's amazing. It's got all the music and stuff. It's a fan-made one, so it's got all the music from the films and some blokes putting sound effects in. So when they're in battles, it sounds like it's happening. Yeah, it's great. I'm proper nerding it out, mate. I love it.
Awesome.
But it has meant I've not played a lot of Xbox this week, unfortunately, other than Halo Infinite, which we'll talk about in a minute. But before we jump into the topics, big shout out to everyone in the chat. We've got Hee Boy. We've got is it Mijo or My Joe? We've got Sensei. We've got Logic. We've got It's Timmy. We've got Meisuko. I'm just checking we haven't missed anyone. We had Fabio earlier. Hello, Fabio. It's his brother's birthday today, so happy birthday to Fabio's brother. That's why he's not joining us.
Fabiola's birthday.
Yeah, suspend it with Fabio. Of course he is. That's it. You're dancing for him. Disco dancing. He'll love it. Oh, and there's been no. I apologise, everyone. There's no Photoshop this week either because
I'm not in charge.
Yeah, I haven't got a screen free. I'm running the podcast this week, so I don't have the screen free to just Photoshop things. And I was even looking at stuff. I've done some behind the scenes. We've done some, haven't we? I've sent some to. We've got some great Halloween themed ones just for video thumbnails later. It's going to be great. And I've been trying to get Bob's face on like an American like big rig with like an eagle on it with the podcast logo on for like a American version of the podcast, but I just can't get a good PNG right. So
have you guys played Far Cry 5?
A long time ago when it came out.
I think Bob is the inspiration behind Clutch Nixon.
Well, I'll go along with that.
If he was voiced by Dana White.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, big thank you to everyone in the chat. Hit that like button. If you can share it out on social media, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Helps us grow, keeps people coming back, which is always nice. And obviously, anyone who's in chat, if you've commented, you are in the running for a copy of In the Rays of Light by Sometimes You. We've got 5 copies for Xbox to give away at the end of the show as long as you subscribe to the channel and you've commented. So we'll draw them soon. But we'll jump onto the topics. So obviously we'll start off with the first topic this week, which is the Halo Infinite flight. So obviously this is the second time they've done one of these. It's been a lot more open this time. A lot more people have gotten in. And it's this weekend and it's also next weekend. And I think this weekend is 4v4. Next weekend is big battles. So I'm hoping there's more maps next week because the maps are cool, but I'm sick of playing the same like 3 maps over and over again. I hope they just add like one big battle map in. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all I want. Just something new and something grassy. Give us some grass. They're very brown and indoory and like space basey at the moment. I want a grassy, planety Halo map to play because that's what will make me go, wow, this looks like Halo. Because it reminds me of like Blood Gulch and all those ones on Halo 3 and stuff like that as well. So. But what have you guys think of it? I mean, I played it a bit with Fabio the other night, and I played it on my own a little bit. And the multiplayer itself, it feels fantastic. I'm still not super sure on which control scheme I prefer, but flying around with that bloody grappling hook is fantastic. I love it, and the graphics look amazing. Like I say, I mean, I'm not expecting it to be like photorealistic, but it looks fab. It plays like a buttery smooth sort of frame rate. Like I didn't have any drops or anything. It was just so smooth all the way through. It feels a lot faster paced than past games. Obviously, I play a lot of sort of Halo 3 and 2 if I play any sort of multiplayer on Halo, and this feels like really fast paced, and I kind of like that. So it gives me great hope. There's obviously some nagging issues for me, like the menus are shite, and there's been a few bugs. Like I had a bug the other day where every time I moved on the menu to click on anything, whether it be settings, the store, customization, it kept popping up going, which profile are you using? I thought, what the fuck's this? Literally every button press and it will winding me up to max. So, but they're things that hopefully will get patched out before release.
Yeah, for sure.
But what about you guys?
So
the ones that have played?
I played it Thursday night. I was one of the first ones in Thursday night. I had even gotten I got the invitation email, but then again, it says that you'll get another email after that, actually, telling you, okay, you're up. I never did get that email, but I got in Thursday night and I was playing against bots by myself, and I always had the grappling hook. Always. And then yesterday I played it and I didn't have the grappling hook. And then somebody told me, oh, well, that's a pickup. And I'm like, well, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I want the hook all the time. I don't want it to be a pickup.
Yeah, that definitely threw me when we were playing multiplayer. I was like, right, I played against bots and I went to start grappling people and I was doing nothing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I feel
Probably
like obviously when the
out.
game comes out, there'll be a game mode that has grappling hook all the time. They normally have all those odd game modes, so.
I imagine, Bob, you found out the same way I did. You jumped off a ledge and looked at something and nothing happens and you just kept falling. I was like, oh shit, you don't start with one.
Have you seen that video doing it on Twitter where that guy's like Spider-Man in it everywhere? That was amazing. I was like, that is cool.
That, yeah.
I tried to grapple to an enemy to melee him and I'm like, nothing. Nothing's happening. What's going on? Who stole my grappling hook? So
I've not seen the grappling hook in the game yet. Like I played the first flight and they didn't have it in there, or at least I didn't pick it up at any point. Can you actually scorpion get over here to people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
I
grab,
don't know, like, that sounds
grab
great
weapons
fun if
and
you-
stuff as well.
Just imagine like
it
running
won't
somewhere.
pull them to you, but it'll pull you to them.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. I can deal with that.
But
Yeah, I've
you
done it with the
Spider-Man
gravity
with-
hammer.
You
You
guys
shoot
not
the
worried
gravity
about
hammer and it
playing
pulls
the-
it to you. Amazing.
You guys not worried that by playing the flights, you won't want to play the actual game when that launches?
Absolutely not.
So I deliberately go out my way to avoid open betas and stuff like that because I know I'll get bored of it before the actual game launches. So I just don't. I don't bother
If
playing
it was campaign, like a story-driven one, I probably wouldn't.
Mm.
Like I avoid demos and stuff unless I'm super interested in the game. Like really interested, or I'm like on the edge. But because it's a multiplayer and I'll play loads of it, I've jumped in and enjoyed it. I probably won't play it as much as a lot of the other guys because I don't play like games constantly of one type. If I play like Halo, I can play it for like a couple of hours every other night, or like for a week, and then I need a couple of days off. But I know some people can play and play and play, which is cool. But I understand you would get burnt out of it. But
yeah, for sure.
because it's a test and it's randomized and stuff, I'm quite enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to the other sort of maps and the other sort of game modes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did everyone
So-
get invited?
No. But I'm in.
Okay, I was just wondering. Like, it seems like I get the email through and it says I'm invited to the flight, and then I check Twitter and realize so's everyone else. So it kind of made me feel a bit less special. But what makes me want to get on there is knowing, like kind of getting in there early a little bit, get some practice in. It's been a very long time since I've done some Halo multiplayer. The last time I tried, I think I played a little bit of Halo 5 maybe online or Reach or something. And I just got annihilated instantly. It's been a long time since college, and the kids have definitely got better than I am.
All of my time spread across all the Halos, I've probably played them for about 10 minutes online. They just don't appeal to me at all.
Halo Online is fantastic though because there's so much variety to it. Like you could play normal shoot like deathmatch, team deathmatch. You can get sumo with I used to love playing sumo with the Warlords. Griffball. There's the Predator
It's
one
weird,
where there's a guy
like,
invisible with a sword.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I grew up on the arena shooters like Quake and Unreal Tournament and stuff. So like, really, Halo should be like a draw to me, but it does nothing for me. I just don't really.
I'm still hoping we get that Quake Online or whatever it is on Xbox at some point. Now they've bought Bethesda because like I love a good classic Quake.
I want Quake to be remade. Yeah, I want a whole new full-featured Quake. None of this like just arena. I want like a full campaign.
I still want Quake 3 on Game Pass. Where is that? It's like they just don't want to talk about it. But yeah, like I say, I've really enjoyed this, and it makes me really want to play it when it comes out. I'm glad I've got it pre-ordered. It doesn't delay my disappointment that I can't play the co-op campaign, which sucks. But I'll probably be playing just multiplayer instead until the co-op campaign comes out. So.
Yeah, I've been in both flights as well. I'll tell you what though, this Halo, it's like an emotional roller coaster, right? Because it's sort of good news, bad news, good news in different news. But when you played in the flight, it's like, oh man, this is so tight. All the gameplay is really tight. The guns feel good. It's smooth as hell. I've had no problems, Ashley, you've had like with bugs in it. It's just been smooth as hell. I haven't played them online since Halo 3, which I played a hell of a lot. And this feels like that. So I'm loving it, and I'm going to be sad when it goes away for a couple of months again.
I'm the panel Halo fan, as we know, fanboy. I've given 343 a lot of shit on quite a few of these shows, and I'm eating humble pie because it's fucking amazing. It's so good. It's the best. I think, like Judzilla was saying, in terms of the motion of moving around and just how it feels, it's the best feeling Halo game they've ever made. And considering how much I slate 343 for how Halo 4 and Halo 5 felt, it's incredible to see that happen. Give me 2 seconds.
Also, I'm with Halo. I noticed they've people aren't liking on the Master Chief Collection with new armors that look like Vikings and things like that. But I just know with the Halo Infinite, they've got one that looks like a samurai, and that is what I'm very eager to. I'm willing to pay for a battle pass, whatever the hell
Close the
that
door,
is.
Aren't they
I
doing
still-
like
yeah,
a
I can't see it.
snowman one as well for like Christmas? I'm all over that. I don't care.
I'm
what people
totally
look like.
about it, yeah.
I don't care for what the cosmetics look like. It doesn't bother me. I like that I can choose my own stuff and get different armors and stuff. It doesn't spoil the multiplayer. That what someone's got on their back or on their head, as long as it doesn't give them an advantage, doesn't bother me. If you want a gun that's pink with flowers on, you knock yourself
And
out.
I do.
Mate. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. I've gone for all the stupid colours on Master Chief Collection because I was like, yeah, why not? I want like a bright orange battle rifle. Why not? But people, they're just looking for something stupid to argue about. Like they argued about, and they're trying to use the blooming fruit not blowing up in the right way as an argument, which has now been patched out and is now actually, it does actually have fruit physics. When you shoot it, it fires off and stuff now. The fact that they've actually gone out and just fixed that when they didn't even need to, it's just.
Thank God. I was actually going to boycott this game until they had got that one
How
sorted.
can you not have fruit physics in this day and age?
There's a
No
few
excuse
people.
for it.
There's a few people in chat saying they're waiting to get in because they haven't been invited. I wasn't invited. I was heartbroken to have been missed on a second. So what I did was I went into the Insider Hub, and it was there just showing for me. And when I went in, it just let me straight in. I know Ash was having a warning saying he wasn't authorized and he was invited. I wasn't invited, and I got straight in, which is free for free special. So
they did say
but no, it
anyone
worked.
who registered before, I think it was the 13th of September, was in.
Should be in. Yeah.
And whether it's this weekend or next weekend, you will get into at least one of them, if not both.
Yeah.
I think there's just been so much interest, and honestly, you can see even the diehard Halo haters are interested. It feels so good, honestly. I mean,
I bet you anything it's still unplayable on day one.
Oh, it won't
Absolutely.
surprise me. Of course it will. That's what worries me. The gameplay and the way it plays is fantastic. I just worry they're gonna fuck it up with I hope they don't fuck it up with the transactions and the over use of battle passes and stuff, because the way it's set up on the fly, it was hardly usable. The menu UI is awful. That can easily be changed though, and it might just literally be for this test, but I just didn't enjoy that. But when you get into a game, it's like I say, it's some of the best first-person shooter multiplayer gaming you can have. It's so smooth. It works well.
I don't mind battle passes. I mean, I get every Smite battle pass when that comes out, and I like it as long as you are actually getting content, like significant content, and it's not fucking, just grind level 30 and you get a fucking thumbs up sticker. Great. I don't want that sort of shit. I want skins. I want fucking speed boosts. I want that kind of shit. I don't mind paying for a battle pass for that, but I don't want it to be a fucking grind either. I mean, Smite's a bit of a grind, but it's not like it's not like a fucking, you have to play 1,000 fucking matches to get, to the end of the battle pass. It needs to be staggered properly, and I think battle passes are great for that if they're executed properly.
If the speeding in the final game is anything like this one, I think I shot up 6 or 7 levels last night, and it only goes to 30. So yeah, it was really good. I imagine it's a bit quicker for this, but I unlocked a lot of shit. And like I said, I had a lot of games on there, games, and I really enjoyed it. I played a few. I know Sensei's in chat. Me and him jumped on a couple. We did pretty good on it.
Just for the record, though, when me and Fabio asked if anyone wanted to join us, he ignored us. So
I was drunk and I wasn't looking at my phone. Well, I was looking at my phone, but I wasn't looking at my computer with Discord. So that's a good get out. Here we go.
I'll let you off.
But no, the game's amazing. I'm really shocked how good it is, because 343 did a good campaign with number 4 and an awful multiplayer. They made a fun multiplayer with 5, which didn't feel anything like Halo. They just slapped the Halo name on it and made a fun multiplayer and an awful story. And then this one is just the best blend of all the best bits of different Halo games stuck together with an amazing, addictive grappling hook that I just, like Bob was saying, you just get so used to it playing the bots, and then as soon as you haven't got it, you miss it. Oh, you miss it straight away. It's like, oh shit. And the sprint, the sprint has been toned down so much. It's amazing, because Halo 5, you'd be killing someone and they just go, nah, I can't win this battle. And they would run. Because they run so fast, you couldn't shoot and keep up with them. So they would just get out of death situations. On this, your run makes you 5% faster. It feels like you barely.
It's not very good.
No, I like that. You try and run away, you deserve to die.
No, but it's not as it's slower getting anywhere though. Is what I've not played 5's multiplayer, but it seems slower than 3. But that might just be not 3. 4's, is it 4? I don't know. When you play at Master Chief Collection, it all blends into one. It's so weird. I'm like every other game. I'm like, what's going on here? Where am I? What? And then you play on all the different games, and it's all the same map, but it's like in 4 different graphical settings because it's from each of the different games. I still don't understand what's going on. I love it. To be fair,
it's excellent.
It has
Halo
worked
Infinite.
better than the Vanguard beta. I couldn't even get that to work. So
I think a lot of issues about the Vanguard beta, which it blows my mind because it's basically the same game they put out every year, just with new maps.
yeah,
So I don't understand how they break it. They seem to break COD every year now, and it's the same game that comes out every year. It's just
I know this is World War II themed and skinned, so now I'm interested. But I couldn't even play it for free and be turned off. So
what was
They
the
do an
last
authentic World War II level computing.
that? Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
I didn't like the World War II Call of Duty, the last one that came out. To be fair, I got to a point where I got so sick of the wall running and double jumping shit from Ghosts and Infinite War and stuff that I wanted to go back to World War II. And then I went back to World War II for one game, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking done with this again already. I want to go on to something
Nothing
a
beats
bit more
COD
modern."
2.
Yeah,
So I liked Battlefield.
Stalingrad
I don't know if
with
many of you
PPS
did, but
ages.
Battlefield 1.
Oh, Battlefield 1 was good as well.
Yeah, like I think when you get a gun that's kind of inaccurate, it kind of levels the playing field for people that aren't that good at it.
Yeah.
You know, I can aim directly at you, shoot, and there's a good chance the bullet's going to miss anyway.
I like 1942 was it as well, the one like the little arcade version. That was nice. Came out on Xbox Live Arcade. I think it was 1942 or something like that. That was really fun.
That speaking of the accuracy thing, there is one thing, and I know I've bored you guys with this already. The assault rifle in Halo Infinite is just a shredding machine. It is. You'll watch videos of people running around and slaying everyone on the map without changing their gun because the assault rifle is so accurate from long range, and its time to kill is so quick at just murdering people. Like it used to be the assault rifle, you had to empty an entire clip, the shields would drop, and then you had to punch them. This one, you can kill them in like half a clip, and you can pinpoint to hit them from across the map. So there's people I'm there with a battle rifle looking for headshots and getting killed by people with just the standard starting gun from across the map, and like that. That shouldn't be like that. That's the only
Halo Infinite.
Yeah, on Infinite. Yeah, that's the only issue I'm having with it so far. Is that assault rifle is so overpowered.
That can easily be nerfed though. That's literally just
so.
a switch behind the scenes and just changing some of the fucking numbers, isn't it? It's not it's not as easy as that, but it's not like they have to redo the entire game. They're not going to have to be like, right, stop lads, got to redo the code the entire game from scratch. We fucked up the battle rifle and the
tonight on Game Developing with Amagos.
They just go to one line and go, assault rifle, 8 instead of 10. Let's try that today.
That's how
it works.
That's how I do it on my game, Dev. I'm like, that's a bit overpowered. Turn that down a little. But then my game dev are like little square people, so it's not the same, is it really? So
yeah.
But if they're not killing you instantly from across the map, you've done better.
Exactly. Anyone else got anything to add on Halo? What about you, Bob? Because you keep looking like you're gonna say something.
Yeah. I think Halo's gonna launch without a hitch. Microsoft has so much reputation that is tied up in this game, and 343 and Microsoft have been so upfront. They've been quick to pull the trigger when they have gotten even a sniff that it needs to be delayed, that it's not complete, it's not good enough for release. They've even come out and said 4 months before the fact that, hey, you're not going to get co-op right off the bat because it's not ready. Now they could have easily have saved that for they could have pushed it and said, okay, we're going to keep trying, and then when they saw that 2 or 3 weeks out they weren't going to make it, they could have said, hey, we're sorry, but co-op's not done. But no, they've given themselves plenty of time and plenty of opportunity, and they're being really upfront about it and saying, look, We know everybody's literally looking forward to this, and we know everybody really likes to play co-op together. We're just going to let you know right now that when it releases, co-op is not going to be finished. Now, it was going to be released in November, and now it's December 8th, and I believe that has forced Dying Light 2, because they didn't want to release a day before Infinite. Now Dying Light 2 is February. But maybe that extra month will give Microsoft a little extra time. And who knows? It may be a surprise for all the fans when it releases. You know what? We buckled down and we got the co-op. But even if they don't get it, they've been so upfront and so honest about everything else so far. And that's what you need to do to make your fan base happy to begin with, is just be honest and not just drop something.
Yeah,
I think it's more the fact that the servers will be that overloaded they'll not work for a day or two. I don't think the game will be bad. I just think it's they'll under sort of estimate how much they're going to need. And the first couple of days it'll be fucking hell trying to get a game. You'll be like sat with the fucking loading screen. And
it's
then
even worse
2 days
now
later
that
it'll get
you've
better.
Game Pass. Yeah, it's even worse now that you got Game Pass. I think when the game launches, everybody's going to hammer the fucking login servers, and they're not going to be able to get online. I think that it's going to brick the servers for the first few days, and it happens all the time. And they know it's going to happen, and they never preemptive that. They always just, oh yeah, well we'll let them get hammered first, and then we'll adjust accordingly. I think they need to have that shit ready, because Halo is the flagship, and that's the game you want to be working out of the box on launch stage. You know what I mean?
Well, PlayStation uses the Azure network as well as XBL now, so maybe they could just switch them off on that day, just so they got all that extra servers and bandwidth. Just go, screw you, PlayStation guys. We need this to work today. You can come back tomorrow.
Could you imagine if PlayStation Network went down on the day Halo went live? That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh man, Sony fanboys would have a field day.
Yeah, the servers got so overloaded, only PSN went down. That'd be so bizarre for funny. One thing I want to say before we move off Halo Infinite is, for anyone in chat who hasn't, I know a few of them probably have, Judzilla has made an original Halo song. It's on his channel. Don't get too embarrassed now, but it is amazing. His channel is him creating. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? So if you haven't already, check it out because it is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put a
Thanks,
link.
guys.
I'll put a link in the description after the show because I can't edit it right now. But I'll put a link in so you can go and visit the Halo thing as well. So
is this the rap song?
Sorry,
Halo rap. Is this the Halo rap song?
Oh, it's not. But now I'm interested in that. What is this?
Oh no, I saw Halo Infinite rap the other day on Twitter. I can't remember where I saw it shared, but it was amazing. It was only like a little 30-second clip, but I don't know. Something about putting rap and then talking about the Covenant just really.
Just want to say we've got 14 people watching at the moment. Just want to say a big thank you for
thank you.
Yeah,
who's the other 7?
big shout out to Flap and Stubbs who've joined since I last shouted out. Also,
Stubbs Gaming is awesome.
Yes, and Sensei has said in the chat, if you want to play a World War II game this year, play Hell Let Loose. Yes, it looks awesome. I think Team 17 are publishing it, but the pictures I've seen of it look awesome. I haven't looked into it a lot, but yeah, it's on my list of I want to start playing that soon. So I need to go and have a look.
I'm playing a World War II game right now.
Which one though?
Zombie Army 4, baby.
I mean, is it really a World War II game?
Can you shoot Hitler
I finished
in
that.
Okay, what?
Can you shoot Hitler in it?
You can
Zombie
kill
Hitler.
the Hitler demon.
Well, then
The
that's
original
close enough to
reincarnation.
World War II. I mean,
Did you say you'd finished it, Judzilla?
Yeah, and Hitler's even more pissed than he was in real life, to be honest. It was all right. A good arcade game. I enjoyed it.
And the studio is, man, they're still unloading DLC chapters. They're up to like 20 chapters now.
Wow, that's
And
impressive.
the original only had like 9 chapters.
so thinking of it, Indiana Jones is set in like World War II. Indiana Jones is a first-person shooter. Are they just reskinning Call of Duty, and that's what we're getting on Xbox? Is that what we're getting now? We're getting
A grappling hook is a whip.
yeah, and they're just going to nick the Halo grappling hook and just give it, and put it as the whip animation. I'd play that shit. Spider-Man, Indiana
absolutely.
Jones. That'd be
Yes.
mate. But we COD gameplay. I'm down for that. You can send our royalties over to the XBL Party Podcast, Phil. Don't worry.
Or we'll have an appearance from Sarah Bond, one or the other.
That'll be the day.
Both would be nice.
Okay, we'll have both. Yeah.
We're not greedy people on this show.
No,
Stubbs
no,
is, I was just going to say, Stubbs has been drinking tonight.
Yeah.
He's completely pissed. So I think what Callie was saying, if Stubbs sends me over some Halo rap vocals, I'll make that a follow-up to my Halo song. I think we all need to hear that. The internet needs it.
Yeah. Stubbs rapping is going to be beautiful.
Oh my god.
But like I said about Judzilla's song, it's more of a serious song you'd find in-game. It's the best way to describe it. Although a rap version now does need to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to redo your channel, and everything just needs to be rap covers of what you've already done. Unfortunately.
Yeah, vocalized by Stubbs. I think that's the only way forward, mate.
Can you get Indie Gamer to do a few as well? I think he has a good voice for rap.
Absolutely. Yeah, get them all on, mate. I'll take requests. I'm up for that.
Christmas
You need
number
something a
one
bit
here,
more.
Halo rap.
Something a bit more West Country. You can get Redders involved. You'll love it.
Oh. Right, we're going to move on to the next topic then, because I don't think there's much
Oh, I
else we
missed
can
that. I
say.
just thought my name. It's about West Country.
If you want a West Country rap, get the Redders on there.
Who are? Give me tractor. Yeah, no, I'm good.
You had to put the corn down, didn't you, before you came up podcast? You're like, right, take the flat cap off.
Yeah, right.
You've got one sunburnt arm, haven't you? Literally, one arm is like black. It's so suntanned because you have it at the side of your tractor every day.
Hanging it. Just
That's it.
low riding it in the tractor.
It's called the cornfield tan.
Yeah, right.
Right, so our second topic this week is the other day the initiative came out. So this was on the 24th of September, so yesterday, and with a Perfect Dark update. And they said, we are partnering with Crystal Dynamics, the world-class team behind character-driven games such as Tomb Raider and Avengers, to bring the first-person spy thriller to a new generation. And I was quite happy about this because I like Crystal Dynamics in everything they've done, really, apart from Avengers.
I'm
Tomb
not
Raider
happy
was
about it at all.
ace.
It's not that I'm not happy about it. I think it's a red flag for me because, like, everybody's been talking up the initiative as this quad A studio, and they're gonna be making their first debut game, and now they're bringing in fucking another studio to help them develop it, and it's like, okay, it's a bit of a red flag for me. Doesn't seem to.
I'm okay with it because it's one of those things. I mean, it's only drawn a lot of attention because they announced it. Like God of War and the new God of War were both co-developed in the same way with another studio coming on board. Like The Last of Us 2 was 14 studios and like 2,000 people, but they never announce it. It's just a long credits and thank you list at the end. This one's weird because they've just come out off the bat and gone, yeah, they shouldn't have announced it. It should have been done behind the scenes and at the end, thanks for your help, Crystal Dynamics.
You've got to think though,
there's a
the
lot of people
initiative.
that are sitting there. There's a lot
There's only like 70
70
people in there.
people. The
Show what they
initiative
can do.
Yeah.
a small company. The initiative is. It's only a small company, like a team, compared to these bigger things. It is a bit weird, but you've got to think the head of the initiative was the head of Crystal Dynamics for many years. So he's probably just roping him in. He's probably got a good deal or something just to put a tweet out. You never know.
But the main guy from the initiative recently fucked off, didn't he? He fucked off to a Sony studio.
He went back. He used to work at Insomniac.
He had family issues for a week and then went back to Insomniac, which he may have had family issues.
He moved, didn't he?
He moved, and then he was back at Insomniac a week later. But that's another matter, and it's just life. People come and go from studios. It just unfortunately, maybe he's not used to being like the head of a studio. It happens. He may be better being a head of a team, and you get promoted and you take it on, and it doesn't always work out. It happens in every job. But I think it gets blown out of proportion by Twitter fanboys in every sense.
I think Luciana's right. I think they shouldn't have announced it. I think that was a big. I think that was a bad move because that's made a lot of people like myself go, hang about, they're in trouble. You know, it's
okay. Well, think of it like this, Redders. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what exactly is a quadruple A studio? I mean, we've all been talked about double A's and
one extra A in it. It's what people want.
Yeah, it's just one extra A. I mean, so
to
what
be
exactly
fair,
is it
though,
called? Maybe
Microsoft never said it was a quadruple A studio. It was on like a someone
Job
who was like
listing.
a job listing, and obviously that was just to get people interested. And everyone's blown this out of proportion. Like Microsoft is spending
But
20
this is-
billion on this one studio, and
But this is like their debut game, isn't it? Like this is the one that
Yeah.
you want
The-
them to have
the
the
studio was
attention on, not Crystal Dynamics.
But the studio was literally formed and it started existing 3 years ago, and everyone's like, "This game should be out soon." So they just got a team together 3 years ago. They didn't even have a concept at that point.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
I think,
Yes.
it's
Cool, to be honest.
I
Like,
think
as
bad
I say, bringing in
publicity.
a different studio to kind of do, which probably not like right word, but the kind of grunt work. You know, if you've got your 70 men and women who have gone and made all the design choices and all that, and then you just need the devs, you need some programmers to come in, hire in someone as good as Crystal Dynamics. Yeah, it seems like a total fine. And
so-
maybe if they didn't say it, might have like had better optics, but like at the end of the day, when it actually comes out, if it's going to be a good game or not, that's when I'm gonna really be judging it.
they made fucking
was-
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, so it's gonna be a good game.
Mm.
What's weird is Square Enix normally just don't give a fuck about Xbox. They don't give us Spider-Man. They don't give us half the Japanese games. They don't give us Final Fantasy. They're giving us a fucking studio to do a really good game. It's so weird.
Am I
It's
right
like-
in saying that this is the same studio that did the Tomb Raider reboots and not the ones that came
Yeah.
before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
The Tomb Raider
started
They
with
did
reboot
Tomb Raider
two.
Legend.
They didn't
I-
do
yeah.
the third one. The last one in the series got sent to someone else. They did the other
okay.
two. Yeah.
Shadow of the Tomb
So I
Raider.
got a little bit of a trivia question for all of you and everybody in the chat. Name the game that put Crystal Dynamics on the map.
Crash Bandicoot.
Nope.
Walt Disney World Racing Quest or Magical
Fuck,
Racing
not even
Tour or
Crash
whatever it
Bandicoot.
was. Amazing game.
Nope.
Gex.
Nope.
Pandemonium.
You're-
Deus Ex, yeah.
Yeah, it was Gex Enter the Gecko.
We
Yeah.
need a Gex sequel, like
Bring
a
back
remake.
Gex.
So
As long as they bring back Earthworm Jim, I'm on board.
Earthworm Jim's getting a sequel. It's already coming back. It's
What?
been announced. It's coming to the
Oh, it's
Intellivision
coming to that
Amico
school. Yeah.
exclusively.
Is
So-
James Pond coming as well? Then am I living in a?
No idea. It's being
timeline
made by
around
the
James
original
Bond. We're all
developers
the
as well.
same.
The original developers are coming back in. They don't do game development anymore, but they've got them back together to do a new
That's a red flag.
Earthworm Jim. It's 2D. It's a classic 2D game, but it's only coming to the Intellivision Amico. So me and the other 12 people that buy it are going to really enjoy it when it finally comes out. They're also getting an exclusive sequel or sort of game made by the people that made Echo the Dolphin, but it's like
Echo the Dolphin.
Fred the
That's
Whale
a-
or something like that. It's not officially called Echo. It's the same game, but it's a whale or something
Fred
now.
the Whale.
So it's Fred the Whale or something.
All the porpoise.
That's
Yeah,
it.
right.
So
You-
another thing. So if
Oreo the Orca.
let's
Oh my
say
God.
let's say 2 years ago, 343 came out and said, "Hey, we're going to team up with Ubisoft Montreal's Far Cry team on some guidance into the open world aspect of gaming." I mean, who does it better than Far Cry? Would anybody have had a problem with that?
No.
Assassin's Creed does it better than
Um,
Far Cry. Well, you said
Yeah, but
a
Assassin's
lot of
Creed doesn't have
people-
enough action in it for me.
a certain community would have had a problem with it because they make a problem out of everything. Like one of the things they didn't the Coalition step in with Halo after it got slated for how it looked, and then apparently they came in, got involved and helped with the graphics, and now everyone is just saying just how amazing Halo Infinite looks and the details and the textures and stuff. So I'm not saying it's all the Coalition, but somebody must have looked over their shoulder and gone, "Have you seen Gears 5? I mean, come on, just try." Like,
I
When
still
I
want.
Benefit.
Thing is, I still want to see Craig in Halo. He needs.
yes.
To,
He's got a beard
boss.
now.
yeah.
No,
I,
the-
DLC.
wind him back. I just want Abe Craig to
just want
appear.
one Craig model, like in the middle of a fucking
Just-
army of new ones.
just
one Craig.
That's what you get for grinding out the battle pass. Right at the end, it's like level 100. You've had
Yeah,
to spend
congrats.
2,000 hours. You get
Craig
a Craig
skip.
head. For your fucking
Because all the brutes
character.
are hairy now, and they
Wear
give
that
them
shit with honor.
proper hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
covered
They
up with
explain-
bad texture by sticking some beard fluff on it.
Yeah, but even if they get to the point and they explain that, some little data pad you pick up that some of the brutes have been in captivity, caught alopecia off the humans, and then all this stuff goes, and then Craig's there. I'm in. I don't know if alopecia is contagious. I'm not a doctor, but if they could kind of work it in some stupid way that it made all his hair fall out or something, and then we had Craig, just because everything in
Craig to rule them all.
Yeah, because Bungie would have just stuck him in. But with 343, everything has to be canon. Even the multiplayer has to be canon accurate. So Craig's not coming in unless they can find a way that he looks different from the other brutes. And I'm offering that out there for them. They don't have to pay me. They can use it as free.
He needs to stay as that. He needs to stay as that.
I doubt they will as well.
At the
end of the campaign, it turns out he's got such bad stress from all the war and action and stuff. He's at like fucking...
He's grey, or he's Bolden.
Yeah, he's like at an AA meeting for enemies of the fucking of Master Chief, and they're all sat around on little chairs. And he's like, "I've lost all my hair. I'm just not happy."
I love that people embraced him though. Like he was shown, and everybody expected it to be, "Oh, he's shit," and then everybody just saw him and went, "That guy's amazing." To make a meme out of him.
If they hadn't a screen cap that 1 second, no one would have even cared.
It's true.
It's like I could screen cap like really good games, like the highest quality of the highest quality games, and there's still that one instance where it's gonna look like shit. Every game's got it.
The PlayStation guys do that quite regularly, don't they? They freeze frame it on fucking 400
times. Who's got that much time? Who's got that much time to sit and zoom shit in? I ain't got enough time to put Fabio's face on a topic bar. Never mind zoom in and it's just silly.
One guy did it with Forza Horizon 5 the other day, where a car hits his nose and you could see underneath, and it was a metal plate, and they like zoomed in and were saying like it's a video about how shit the graphics are and the attention to detail. Where's the exhaust? And then the comments are just full of people putting pictures of rally cars from underneath where it's all metal to protect from stones and that flicking up. Like if you actually Googled or went out in the real world, they have skid plates to stop all the stuff breaking your car.
I saw them saying, "Oh, hey, Forza Horizon hasn't changed over the last 3 games. It's the same graphics." Like, are you fucking blind? Well, I am fucking blind, and even I can see the difference between Forza Horizon 3, 4, and 5. Like,
I think we may have just received the most random comment we've ever had in the comments.
Yeah, it's a very odd one, isn't it? I didn't know whether it was a bot or spam. The weirdest comment ever. If you want to be in it to win it,
fair enough.
Try and keep the comments sort of on topic. I mean, that's more off topic than we are.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that comment, I'll bring it back then, because when I saw this, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this, and my reaction was like, sweet, and I went about my day. So I work in software engineering as a job, my real job. And I've built teams from the ground up, and I've used other teams within the company, across the world. And I tell you what, the initiative are built, 70 people, they're built that way because they want to be small and agile. That's the whole purpose of them. They're not a coalition or a 343 where there's hundreds of people. They're built to be small and pivot. So when they announced that, I was like, hell, this is awesome. This is a company that brought back Tomb Raider, right? And we're bringing back Perfect Dark. Tomb Raider had a female protagonist. Perfect Dark, female protagonist. This can only be good. I mean, I get what Redders is saying, but I think you're probably looking at it from the perspective of, well, this is a massive, studio, but they work differently, I think.
Like the way that everybody's gone about talking up the initiative and how they're meant to be this new massive studio from Microsoft, and how they're leading their first project, and then it comes out that they're now working with Crystal Dynamics. It's like, well, do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like a bit of smoke and mirrors going on. I think people were expecting this one studio to really deliver.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, mate, when I was looking at that, like, I can't remember who said it, but it was the HR ad that was like quadruple A, and everyone went just mental. But it worked because it got, Sony Santa Monica people, it got, people from all over the place. But I also think that with all that, even I bought into it, that I thought, oh my God, this studio is going to be like 2,000 people. Exactly. It's going to be enormous. But they're just doing it differently. So I don't know. I'm happy that they've got someone like Crystal Dynamics in. And the other thing is, everyone's saying, oh, Phil's gone and spoken to Square. How do we know? We don't know that Square didn't contact Microsoft and say, look, the Avengers was shit. We lost a load of money. We got these Muppets rolling around. Not Muppets, but you know what I mean? We got a spare team. Do you want to bring them back to glory with this Perfect Dark? They'll be, perfectly suited for it. And Phil went,
we've
sure.
got these dickheads who've just put out Avengers.
Yeah, it's lost
To be
its
fair, right,
millions.
You remember Tomb Raider?
The issues that Avengers had isn't probably Crystal Dynamics' fault. It's
No, it's Square
probably
for sure.
higher ups saying it's got to be a fucking service game. If Avengers was just a story but padded out a bit more, it would probably be a really decent game. It's not the concept of it, and it looks great and stuff. It's just
What's wrong is they needed grind. So
Yeah.
when you're the Hulk and
alarming
you
though,
have
isn't
to
it?
hit a
Like-
normal human being 20 times to kill him
Yeah.
because they need the game to grind out and
It's-
feel like you level up, so you only hit him 10 times later.
it's the fact
That's the fucking
they
problem.
patched in
Thing is,
more
like,
grind
this-
afterwards as well. They were like,
this isn't
sorry,
even
but more
something-
grind.
This is how it's going to be from now on, though, isn't it? This whole fucking games as a service shit. This is how it's going to These are how these games are going to come out. Even Far Cry is now saying that they're going to have a live service in the next Far Cry.
Assassin's Creed is the next one.
Assassin's Creed's getting one, yeah. And I don't want to fucking see live service games. I want your standard games. I don't want to fucking pay extra for shit. You know what I mean?
One thing people who've played recent Assassin's Creeds have thought to themselves is these need to be longer and grindier.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, Ubisoft
Fucking-
listened.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I mean-
love the newest Assassin's Creed. I love Valhalla. The character is amazing.
I hated it.
But,
I hated it.
too.
whoa,
very
do
much.
not
I like it
insult
too.
female Eivor, or she'll
hated it.
fuck you up.
Right, here's my problem with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? And this is in no way and in any fucking shape or form meant to offend anybody, so get off that fucking horse before you even jump on it. Fucking
I'm offended.
the animus, right, is meant to be this machine that can break down mitochondrial DNA that determines like your ancestors. Surely it knows whether you're
Machine that can
male
break
or
down-
female.
It does,
Well,
but you
it
choose
does.
what you want to be.
You,
Yeah, but
And
that's
in
fucking
your
stupid.
version of the game, you're one or t'other.
But
you
that's
can actually
fucking
have. You
stupid.
can actually pick the version where it picks for you. At
Yeah,
certain
Yeah,
points, you flip.
That's
PS4
stupid.
version.
It's not. There's a point to it. There is an explanation in the story. You've obviously just not listened. Shame
But
on
it's
you.
stupid.
No.
Just give the main character a female lead. Like you don't.
The main
I feel
character
like
is a female lead, but in the in a magical world, or like
yeah,
taking
but like
drugs,
it's the same with Origins and Odyssey. Like Cassandra was meant to be the main character in Odyssey, but no, fucking Hellman, whatever his I can't remember his fucking name, Matey from
Matey.
before. Yeah, who has since resigned because he cultivated like a sexual predator environment. He decided that it wasn't able to have a female lead character, so they bolted on Alexios. And then Aya from Assassin's Creed Origins, she was meant to be the main protagonist of that game, but nope, they brought in Bayek because females aren't strong enough to lead fucking games. Why can't they just give the character a female lead and just let people have that? Why do they have
So
to
it
give
doesn't.
people
The,
choice?
the actual which one you pick doesn't make really any difference to the story.
Yeah,
though. Like
like-
I played Cassandra, and I've picked where it chooses for me on Origins.
I-
but,
I-
like,
I
my
hate that.
partner had picked Alexis.
Yeah.
And was totally happy with that choice. Like I was happy with my choice.
I
and I'm
feel
not even
like-
convinced it's the correct one, but
I feel like the let the animus decide is just a way of them saying, you know what, we don't want this responsibility. Fuck you, you have it. Like I feel like that's how they've gone about doing it, and I think that's stupid.
What I'm hearing from you is Ezio, not Esther, and I feel that's hate speech, to be honest.
To be fair, I've went back and actually started playing the old Assassin's Creed. I got the Ezio collection, and I
Yeah.
played them properly after I played Valhalla. And I loved the Valhalla Eivor character, and I love the Viking stuff and everything. But I love the fact that the Ezio collection took me about a quarter of the time to get through. And,
Yeah.
like if
Told
they
a better
just-
story.
I don't know. Some of it.
Oh,
did.
it was a better
But-
story.
I feel like if they did Valhalla and they took out a lot of the shit, it would still be like the same game, same size map, but just didn't fill it to the point that there's so much to do that takes forever.
Yeah.
It would
I
be a better
spent-
game.
It took me about 150 hours to get all the achievements in Valhalla. I couldn't fucking tell you one thing that happened in the story, but I could tell you every fucking area that I had to do a relic or a chest or a stupid fucking wall explosion
Whoa.
or
You get to fuck your brother's ex. That's
Yeah.
that's the best. And every time you go into the map room, she's like, "Let's do it." I mean, that's literally. And then there's
Hey up,
that-
Eivor.
and then there's
Fancy
that
a
woman
go?
from the hunting lodge who gets sad when you turn her down, and she's like, "Oh right." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
But it's
you were
it's
so
not a
nice,
good game.
but I'm sorry.
It's not a good game. It's
So in the
it's just-
comments,
It's an amazing
right?
game. Yeah, let's jump back to the comments because there's like
Right.
a war going on
dear,
here
I'm
between
gonna-
everyone. So
get
Sensei-
fucking slayed,
Since they
innit?
put the
I didn't want to
narrative,
interrupt you guys talking about assassins. I've been answering stuff. I thought you're on an Assassin's Creed diatribe. I'm not going to interrupt you. So yeah, go on, Jenna.
what I was going to say is Sensei put this thing, the narrative that getting assistance or support is a weakness needs to stop. And I put, he mentioned this the other day on Twitter, and I put a reply up saying, imagine Manchester United announced on a tweet that they've gone into a partnership with Real Madrid and they can have their entire squad for the season and choose whoever they want. If you reply to that going, oh my God, this club's in trouble, they don't know what they're doing, they're all over the place, they're going to crash and burn, people would call you a fucking idiot. Like, if you're Man United and you get to bring in all the best players of Real Madrid for the season, everyone's going to go, yeah, that's a good move. That's pretty fucking good. Like,
Unless
you
you're V2 Timmy, who blames the owners of Man United for everything that happens to Man United.
as he should.
And then Stubbs has said, why don't people moan that Splash Damage helps the Coalition Studios, who's owned by Tencent? That's a weird one because they were helping out before they were bought by Tencent anyway. And Microsoft dropped the ball not grabbing them because Splash Damage are really good anyway. But it's nice that the Tencent aren't being bastards since they bought them. So, but it is the same thing as such. I mean, it's just the weird thing is it's just that Crystal Dynamics are technically like a big studio when they're not known for assisting other people's games as such to any major sort of amount. They're not known for sort of helping on everyone else's games. They make their own like blockbuster games apart from Avengers, which bombed them.
Isn't that a reason to be excited though? I mean, we're talking about sports studios, you know.
Oh, I have no issues with this. I'm so excited for it because I love everything apart from Avengers. Crystal Dynamics I've played has been good, and even Avengers has moments of greatness. It's just sullied by live service components that it doesn't need.
I'm still masked in my Assassin's Creed rage. What are we talking about?
We're just talking about how Eivor is better than Ezio. That's
don't. I will come to Yorkshire. I will get on a cow and I'll ride that bitch to Yorkshire. to slap those words out of your mouth.
I'm quite enjoying Callie casually trying to hand stuff off screen to somebody and talk to them, but we can see their reflection in the window behind them as they're trying not to pretend there's someone there as they're passing things about.
I'm mentioned on my mum's house right now, so they've just taken my mum.
Stay hydrated. That's what I like to see. Responsible.
But I like the Tomb Raider reboot, so there is hope for it. And then Perfect Dark is pretty much like that same sort of strong female lead. So yeah, you never know. But it was a warning red flag for me when they announced it. They didn't need to announce it. Do you know what I mean?
We'll see.
Someone's hoovering in Slayer's room as well.
Yeah.
What?
Every now and then there's like a loud fan noise, like someone's just going to bump into the back of you with a hoover.
Oh really? Oh,
Slayer, are you wearing a white tank top?
No, it's a shirt.
I thought you said it's a skirt. Then I'm like, why is he wearing a skirt on his top? That doesn't make sense. I'm assuming he said a shirt.
Well, the boob tube, isn't it?
It's boob tube.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember those. Let's bring them back.
I think someone is vacuuming outside my room. That's why you guys hear that, fan.
Can they come and do here as well? I could do with some hoovering, to be fair. So send them over. But yeah, we'll jump into the next topic, which is there's a few little sort of Xbox updates this week. So they have updated Microsoft Edge, and it's going to be available on Xbox consoles. I believe it's been rolled out to everyone this week, actually. And
nice.
It's just a better version of Edge, but it now allows you to run things like Stadia on it and through it. So you can technically play Stadia on your Xbox now.
Nice.
People are happy.
You can't use NVIDIA GeForce at the moment, or GeForce Now, whatever it's called, because they're still blocking it. But the latest version of Edge adds all sorts of new things to it, and it's been streamlined and it's supposed to work a bit better. I haven't tested it out myself, but I'm well up for being able to play Stadia games. And
does anybody know if Pornhub videos have stopped freezing? Just asking for a friend.
No.
You You're still waiting for it's still buffering, is it?
I'll let him know.
And then another bit of cool news is this Xbox Series consoles will now let you switch your gamer picks back to your original Xbox 360 gamer picks, like the old circle ones. I didn't even know you couldn't, but supposedly...
I can't even remember what I had.
Speaking of
Yeah,
female
Western man
heroes,
must be thrilled.
Yeah.
speaking of female heroes, wasn't it that one female Microsoft employee where someone mentioned their 360 picture gets smaller and smaller? So she was the cause behind all of this, of just going, right, I'm going to fix this, and then I'm going to make 360 pictures work again, and just went off on her own like a renegade.
Yeah, and
Bless
now
her.
it works. So it's pretty cool, to be fair. Like, someone's bothered and took the time to do it. They didn't have to, but it's nice that they now work. I don't think I'll ever change back to my Xbox 360.
Yeah, I honestly can't tell you what I had. Like, it's that long ago.
I wish I could use my Xbox 360 avatar over the crappy current avatars.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've got a Pigs in Space costume, and I can't use that on my current
really
one.
excited. I was really excited when they announced they're bringing the avatars back, but they've been such a letdown. I wanted them to have more of a presence.
They haven't done anything with them. When they did the old ones, they had like that golf game and the car racing game. There's games where your avatar was involved. On this one,
Pro Wrestling.
I want
nothing.
I want them to be part of the theme, you know, when they're walking across your home screen and they're fucking around with your tiles and shit. I want them to actually have like a life on the dashboard.
You can't have it both ways. If you don't want Connect, you don't get fucking avatars.
Sounds like you wanna own the Wii.
Yeah. But I
want
didn't.
PlayStation Home on Xbox.
The Nintendo like Mii's or whatever they were called, they were great because you always looked like creepers when you made yourself. You always looked like you were a serial killer or a rapist or something. They all had like weird bags under their eyes and stuff, and I don't know why, but they were fantastic.
It's a weird time for a confession, Ash.
Shh, they'll be knocking on doors soon.
I want basically. Remember, PlayStation Home was fantastic, and I know we're not. We're an Xbox podcast, and we normally talk about Xbox, but PlayStation Home, when it died off, there's been nothing on consoles that's kind of brought that level of just interactivity with people. Like just doing the Running Man in a nightclub with 100 people for no apparent reason. Just fantastic! Bring it back.
Is that app where you literally just turn up and there's like you're surrounded by people?
It was like a mix between Sims and Second Life. But on PlayStation. But you had like
more
stuff. You could have you had the firehouse from Ghostbusters. I think I actually bought that just because it was there. I used it like twice.
You had bowling. You could play pool. They added the Red Bull Air Race, so it's like Flight Sim, but smaller. And you could do the actual between the cones and shit. What's it called? EA put a whole area where you could do like a Need for Speed demo. Yeah. They had Tiger Woods where you had a practice golf range. They went to town on it, and then PlayStation were like, "This looks really popular. We're making money. Let's pull this."
Yeah, so they had like a Harry Potter zone and everything, like the whole Diagon Alley you could walk down and shit for those people that weren't into games and were just into like movies and stuff.
Yeah, why not? Why not have something like that? Just one.
It was amazing.
Well, I think there was rumours the other week that they've renewed like the license or they've re-trademarked something that's the same. So they might bring it back eventually. I think if they do it, it would be a PSVR thing though. That would make more sense
a lot of that
to me.
stuff. Yeah,
do it like an Xbox thing, and then you can have like you're looking for group and shit, and your little avatar could run off to the looking for group and achieve.
I know, but Xbox have got like the clubs and everything, and they've just buried them on the menu. They don't give a shit. Yeah. They've got these good ideas. They half-arse implement them, and they bury them.
Looking for group had so much potential, and nobody fucking uses it.
Xbox should make a home type game and just fill it with their games. They've got 20 odd studios. They keep talking about how many licenses they got. We'll make something that every area is themed out and you can play little bits and unlock shit and stuff like that.
Like a Game Pass hub.
Exactly.
Every area is for like the games and shit, and you can launch your games from it and all that bollocks. We'd all be sad enough, and we'd all be walking around and shit doing
it'd be like that rubbish. I have to like run across the place to get the Gears of War and then run for another 20 minutes to get to.
And you can spend silly money just to put like a Lancer on your wall in your little virtual apartment that only you ever look at, and you'll have a Warthog in your garage and shit for $5. People will go mad for it. Give us
slap random people as you run past.
You could give clubs their own fucking area where they can have like a clubhouse. It'd be great.
I was talking about Kingdom of Kepler or whatever it was called on pod yesterday. Does anyone remember that? Kingdom of Keflons? Keflars?
Rings a
It was
bell,
like
yeah.
apparently I didn't know play
Tieflings.
it, but
Kingdom
the
Keflins.
Oh,
Keflins.
Kingdom for
Yeah,
Keflins.
Kingdom for
Apparently you were
Keflins.
like a giant
You a big
god
guy.
in your avatar stomping
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
great.
That's still available, backwards compatibility.
Yeah, I've got that.
Can I
I've
use
never
my
Okay,
played
yeah.
current
it.
avatar, or is I have to use an old
No,
one?
it's the old
No,
360
it's the
avatars.
old one, yeah.
I've got like I love the current avatar. I've got my guy as a big white bearded guy on a unicorn. I'd love to go stomping through a village of Keflons. They're cool with that.
This is why we need an Xbox kart racing game, and one of the characters can be a bloody avatar. That's all we want.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
They used
You know
to
what,
do that on 360. You could have like avatars and games and shit. Why can't they do that now?
Nintendo has Smash Brothers. PlayStation has, that one where they all go in. Is it All Stars, whatever it's called? They do
They
every
had
now and
one
then.
game. There's only had
Right.
one, and it died a death.
Xbox did Gears Tactics. Hear me out, okay? Great game, no multiplayer. What you do is you introduce multiplayer, and then you do Halo Tactics. Because you imagine playing the COG versus the UNSC, or the Locust versus the thing, right? And then you release Doom as a faction. And then you've got, the Doom on there. And then, if you
Ori
want to
is a
go...
faction.
Who, sorry?
Ori. Get Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Here we go.
up against
Ori's in. I
Gears.
hadn't thought of that. Then you have Crackdown.
That'd be a
And the
horrible
agents are a
slaughter.
bit difficult because they can jump over cover and just slam you and shit. And, you got Terry Crews running around showing his guns. And then you move on to the next game and you have Perfect Dark comes in as a faction. And then, they just bring different factions in
Can't we
each
just have a
time.
new Killer Instinct, and just throw
No.
all the half the characters are from other franchises?
Just
Maybe
Absolutely
we
not.
all win.
No.
Killer
And then
Instinct.
Forza cars come in and just run everybody over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that wouldn't work.
What's that game? Completely off
That'd
topic.
be like
It's
that
stuck in
old
my head.
cheat code in Age of Empires where you spawn the Cobra
This-
that shoots rocks out of it.
This is completely off topic, but it's stuck in my head. What was that fucking first-person shooter game where you could have like 1,000 people aside? Came out a long time ago. Why don't they do something like that again, where they have like these big fucking?
Oh, the PlayStation one, like Mag or
I
something
think
like that was
it
called.
came out on a PC. To be fair, can't think what it's
Oh.
called.
I think it was called
Max sounds
Mag.
right. It's like massive something game.
Massive action
assault
game.
or
I
something.
can't remember, but yeah, you could have
Right for 1,000
like
people.
insane amount of numbers just battling at each other. And you got,
running
like,
at 2
the map
frames a
was
second.
the map was like divided in like sections. You have to
They keep
overtake
t-
sections and shit. I can't think what it's called.
They keep talking about how Halo needs a battle royale. Halo's got
No.
the perfect game mode it could do on its own, right? Where you go into it and you spawn as if you're in a map. So there's only a handful of Spartans, a handful of elites, and then the rest of you are playing as Marines and Grunts and a couple of ODSTs. And then after so many weeks of replaying it, whoever wins the most changes the next mission, and then you drop in again and you're playing. And then imagine you little grunty face trying to take on a Spartan and knowing you're about to get fucking slaughtered. 100v100 or whatever, you had certain bits of the map. I think that'd be fantastic. And then you can upgrade your
It's a
grunts
bit-
the more you get killed, so you get the face mask, and then you get the one where it goes up your nose and down your throat and shit, the horrible 3-4-3 one. And
You're still talking
know,
about gaming.
absolutely, yeah, I'm in.
I was with you with Halo Tactics, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one.
Let's go back to Halo Tactics, right? Halo Tactics is a winner. We just keep having Xbox's thing is tactics, and they do all the big first-party IPs, and they have a tactics, but the multiplayer is one conjoined thing where you can put any faction against any faction or any game against any game. Imagine-
I'm
You've
with you,
lost
but
me
I'd have to put a stop with when it comes to Ori though. That'd just be a bloodbath. No one wants to see that.
Chainsaw in half.
Doomslayer would just fucking kill everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Hellblade, but with her sword and shield, she's not going to get far against Doomslayer, is she?
Something else I want to see. Why has there not been a fucking Halo Doomslayer crossover?
Oh,
That needs
it'll
to
happen.
happen.
Tactics is how you do it, man. Let me
That
tell you.
needs to happen. There needs to be a fucking Doomslayer skin in Halo Infinite.
Well, I respect tactics. I'm pretty sure no one played it. You might as well be making like Halo Hive Busters.
How dare you? I did like Hive Busters though.
It was great, but like I getting through the first couple of missions, realizing I'm getting like rare achievements for just completing them. It's
Yeah.
really quite upsetting. Not enough people have given it a go.
It's because so many people played Gears over its lifetime and then played the multiplayer only, that as soon as that comes out and they try it, not many people play the campaign or the DLC, so you're still probably in a good number compared to how many people actually finish the campaign. But because so many people have swelled to play multiplayer, it makes it look like a tiny percentage.
Hmm.
Like some people only play Halo for multiplayer, not Redders. He's a campaign guy, but they're not gonna buy
don't play
Halo now.
Halo,
They're
really.
only gonna download the campaign or the multiplayer version for free and not buy the game. So I wonder if they're recorded as two separate games, you might get a more accurate reflection as you get your achievements.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, if it includes the
Okay.
free multiplayer, yeah, everyone's going to be fucking diamonds on that game. Anyway, I might have sidetracked us, so back over to you, Ash.
All right, yeah. So well, there's
If
that.
only Fabio was here to keep us on topic. Like,
I think
know, right?
Yeah.
I think we broke his spirit like Bane broke Batman last week. So he's off
I think-
healing. He's got that weird little doctor in his little cell in that big hole in ground. He'll be back next week. He'll climb out and then suddenly be able to fly back in the same day. Like, it never gets explained, but that'll be it. He'll just fly back in next week, Fabio. He'll be here.
He would say Halo Tactics is a fabulous idea.
No, I don't think he would.
You couldn't.
And then the other bit of gaming news is there's a new game announced for Xbox Game Pass. It is called Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
sounds amazing.
So it's launching some point in 2021 on Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass for PC, coming to Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. And it's made by the developer of An Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs. And I just thought it was
I
funny.
played that.
The name was funny for the new game, and I thought that's why I put it in. It's just a little
Fucking
indie
take
game.
my money.
I have one question. Is it organs as in the things from your body, or organs the thing that's at a church and an old lady's playing it?
I hope it's the second one, but I
Me
assume
too.
it's not.
Yeah.
I did have a Google of it. It doesn't particularly appeal, but
No, it's just stupid. But I thought
if you've
we'll
been
have to
holding
put
fire
it
on
in.
buying a Series X, this might not be the one that's going to convince you to take the plunge. But
Yeah, so it says it's we'll be diving into the quivering innards of alien capitalism to buy, sell, and trade alien organs on the cutthroat organ market. Trade with dubious figures, keep vampire leech organs from devouring the rest of the goods inside your cargo hold, flood galaxies with meat, make a profit. So that's the description. I mean, what's not to like about that?
Sounds amazing. Yeah, right.
Sound good.
So we like our indie
I'll tell you
games.
what,
I mean,
I'll tell you something I do want to play. That Garage, is it Garage Simulator or some shit?
gas station
Oh, yeah.
simulator.
Yeah. My brother's got it on the PC and he fucking raves by it.
Yeah,
Looks great.
Me
Yeah.
and Gina were on about maybe going for review keys for the PC version just because why not? But
Yeah, if you get one.
his computer's like
me up.
shit. Yeah, there you go. Do you want me to ask for him and you can review it?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us? Right, I'll do
Yeah,
that,
for
mate.
sure.
I'll apply for it for you.
I think Bob has got a pretty capable computer behind him if we need
Yeah.
somebody to run Gas Station Simulator.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good to run gas station simulator.
I was looking at one the other day. It was like Space Rover Mechanic Simulator. I was like, "Fuck me, they're getting a bit."
It looks like
wild,
Tank
these.
Simulator.
There used to be a shower with your dad simulator on Steam, didn't there? A long time ago.
Well,
if that's
you're in
still
bed with your mum at the moment, so I mean,
Yeah.
it just all adds up.
Oh, the thoughts of childhood.
Yeah. Fucking scarred for life.
So, don't worry, I was going to take us off topic again then, but
For those watching,
Actually,
I'm not in bed with my mum. I just want to throw that out there.
He's in his mum's bed. That's the difference.
I'm on my mum's bed.
do you know, I'm going to go for it. Right, off topic. My dog, bless him, first time ever, he's about 3 years old. He was out the back and he was humping the air and his lipstick had fully come out. And, he's proper, going for gold.
Red Rocket.
My missus
that's-
picked up my daughter, who's 3, and like, don't look,
No,
don't look.
no.
Turned him
Don't
away.
finish the story.
Right. Turn away, don't look. So later on in the day, I missed this, I was in work. Later on in the day, my daughter's upstairs, I'm helping her get out of the bath and getting her dressed, and she went, Daddy? I was like, yeah. She went, Blue had a sausage coming out of his bum. It's just like, I'm pretty sure he didn't, but I admire your innocence. It's a beautiful thing.
I don't know if Kelly's camera's died or he's being possessed right now, but either way.
Yeah.
It was the sausage and the bum talk. Kind of
But-
just.
Don't
God.
pick
Oh,
it
he's
up
back
and
now.
eat it.
It's back now.
Dog sausage will do that to you, to be fair.
I know, bless her. So innocent. Just, Blue had a sausage coming out of his bum. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not what it was, but we'll just let you think that.
Definitely don't pick it up and eat it.
No. Is that from experience? Do you know what?
That is not sour cream.
To go slightly back on topics of games, I'm really sad I haven't bought and played that Addams Family game yet. That looks trash, but I want to play it.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't
It
seen it.
came out yesterday. Oh man, it looks awful. It's based on the new movies, which are good. The new Addams Family movie is really good for kids and adults, but the game.
Apparently they're
doesn't
making a
look
new one,
good.
aren't they? They're making a new movie for Netflix with Ava Green and Johnny Depp, aren't they?
TV? No, they've announced now it's going to be Catherine Zeta-Jones is the mum, and
what?
some he's a comedian. He's a bit tubby. Caesar.
Johnny Vegas.
That's
Johnny Vegas.
Netflix.
Also, Timmy's just described the most awesome sounding game ever in chat. There's a McDonald's. Also, looking that up, there's a McDonald's horror game called Ronald, where you have to collect 8 Happy Meals to complete the game, and you have to escape Ronald McDonald from catching you.
That's
No.
The Slender Man of the fast food industry.
That sounds like a hangover game to me.
Sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Louise Guzman.
I
He
have
was
no
in
idea who that
Narcos and Traffic. He's playing Gomez. Catherine Zeta-Jones is playing Morticia, which is just wrong. They're
Bad
both
casting,
horrible.
yeah.
Yeah, they should
I
have had
can't
Johnny
stand
Depp.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
They should have had Johnny Depp as Gomez and then Christina Ricci as Morticia.
But Johnny Depp's pretty much been blacklisted, isn't he, in Hollywood now? He's not getting any fucking
Oh.
roles.
Oh,
and
he's
shit.
back now. He's back.
Oh,
He had
okay.
an award the other day, and he vindicated himself, and they all stood up and clapped how brave he was.
Hey,
We'll not get into that though, because that's a very deep kettle of fish. With his fucking that's not. Let's not.
Yeah,
get
we'll
into it.
skip over Johnny Depp.
I do want to see him come back in Pirates, and I'm gutted he wasn't the voice in the Pirates.
they kicked him
DLC
out
for-
of Fantastic Beasts, didn't they? They replaced him.
Yeah, with Mad Mikkelsen. So fucking, old Kojima's going to be well on that when that comes out. He'll be all over that like a rash. He'll be umping it like fucking Jinna's dog.
Sausage in the bum. Bless her. Bless her cotton socks. There's a sausage coming out of his bum.
If
Now,
you enjoyed this
all I can picture
extraordinarily
now-
in-depth discussion, please hit the like button, subscribe.
All I can picture now is Kojima in a fucking cinema with his lipstick out. I'm just
Oh. How are they going to explain it? Are they just going to be like, do it like in the Matrix? They're like, oh yeah, my other body died. I've just suddenly, or they're just not going to mention it, and he's just going to like be a totally different bloke, and they're just going to like gloss over the fact it's clearly not Johnny Depp anymore.
yeah. I was in a horrific accident, and Mad Mikkelsen went with him.
Make a joke about it like that BBC comedy before was called Hanging Out or whatever it was called. But they used to
Speaking
live in a flat. It
speaking
was
of,
fantastic. Yeah, and the one series.
Game on, that's amazing.
Game on. Game on.
Speaking
They
of
changed the
BBC
main
comedy,
character between series.
Did you see the name of the news report that they sent to report on the petrol crisis?
McCann.
Yes.
Phil McCann. Fucking brilliant. You can't write that shit. That's great.
You wouldn't get out in America, Bob.
Yeah.
We've got a fuel shortage. Who should we send? Phil McCann.
Phil McCann.
Phil McCann.
There you go.
Do you remember
Amazing.
when they used to do the weather? They used to that bloke on the big fucking island.
The floating map.
Yeah, the floating map. That was great. He used to fall in
Yeah.
every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
British telly. I tell you what, though, Bob, you're going to get some good news. They're bringing back gladiators in America,
What?
Oh yeah!
and
Oh, the
it's
WWE
going to be
guys, isn't it?
WWE wrestlers doing it. It's like
It just
join the
sounded like-
WWE.
Just sounded like Bob was auditioning for it.
Oh yeah.
What you gonna do, brother, when WWE brings the
What
gladiators
is
back on you?
What is going on with the WWE at the moment, though? Anyway, it's like an absolute fucking clusterfuck. They're getting rid of all their best talent.
Money, money, money. That's another.
And so he says we need to get back on track. He's acting now as Fabio because Fabio's not here. What was the topic?
Can't remember.
It was
Organ transplant
I think
trading.
it was
organ
I think the topic
transplant trading. Check it out. There's a video
was
on
dog
YouTube
dick.
for a trailer, and then something
Also-
about a dog's dicks. And
Can we pretend it is the old woman and you trade different organ players?
Yeah, 3 different aliens.
Upgrade to the Esther 470 from your FL12-4. You know,
Have you seen Lawnmower Simulators getting free DLC with streamers? Whoa,
Bet you could be all over that.
That is what that
Fucking
game needed,
hell.
to be honest.
All over that like a tramp on chips.
that's it. I'm gonna be all over it. Oh, straight in there. Can't wait. Oh, right, we'll move on to the final topic after that bombshell Game of the Year announcement. The Nintendo Direct was the other day. I'm going to quickly run through everything that was announced of slight interest.
I guess Mario 891.
Mario
Kart
Party.
530.
No, actually, no. We got Mario Party Superstars, which is like the best of Mario Party games.
why do I feel like Redders is currently doing his best Jeff Goldblum stance for us?
Life finds a way.
They announced Chocobo GP, which is basically Mario Kart with chocobos. They announced a Kirby Last of Us game, which is like Kirby in some sort of like abandoned city. It's like Kirby in like an abandoned city. So Kirby Last of Us got announced. They announced an announcement that there's going to be another announcement about a new Animal Crossing update in October, so stay tuned for another update on this. They then announced another announcement of another showcase for Smash Bros. They announced some fucking DLC for Mario Golf. Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition is coming out for Switch, which is basically Animal Crossing in Disneyland. So
that's a game you get to use your little Miis on, though. That is
exactly. You get all the DLC and shit with it. Dying Light 2's been announced or come in. They had a trailer for that.
That's coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's stick figures, but it's coming. I mean, it runs at 5 frames a second.
Was Kirby definitely called Kirby Last of Us?
No.
So I think people are doubting you in the chat, to be honest.
It's called Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but it's set in a post-apocalyptic sort of looking abandoned city. That's what the trailer was. So it looks like Last of Us is set in, but with Kirby. So Kirby Last of Us. And I think it would have sold so much better if it was just a Kirby Last of Us crossover.
In a golf club.
So I talked up how much that game actually did appeal to me on the show yesterday, so I've kind of committed myself to needing to buy it now. And play it. I don't really want to, but
It's Timmy has said, did you see a Sony fan saying that the Kirby needed to look more realistic, graphics like Kena? Yeah, they're trying to compare a Kirby game on the Switch to Kena already. It's
I hate this. The graphics look shit.
It was funny how last year, when Sea of Thieves came out, it doesn't look realistic though. It's shit. And then they released Ratchet and Kenna, and now everything's they should look like Pixar games. You don't need to look hyper realistic. So yeah, we've been telling you that for years, you bellends. Welcome to the party. This is Nintendo. Here's Xbox with the ones they've done. I'm glad you're finally joining in. Jesus Christ.
I don't care what anybody says. Sea of Thieves had some of the best looking fucking ocean physics.
Oh, those waves.
They look even better nowadays. They look fantastic.
I
haven't had a look since.
Stand at the front with your hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, especially if you live in the UK, we don't see seas like that. It's just like shit and
brown,
in our
shit and choppy and
full of dead people and fucking rubbish.
Seagulls everywhere.
If you go to the Gower or Cornwall, so basically the south of Wales and the southwest of the UK, you get blue sea. The rest of it's just brown.
To be fair, you don't get many blue fucking seas down here in Cornwall either. Like a lot of down here is like scummy seas with like foam and shit and sewage runoff.
It's when you go to those beaches and it's not sand, it's fucking stones. It's like
I got a pebble beach by me.
Yeah, it's not a beach.
I like it.
We don't have nice sand. We have grey sand and scummy water. That's what we get.
But unfortunately, there's too much water in Sea of Thieves. 1 out of 10.
You guys need to go to the Gower. The Gower's fantastic. Beautiful beaches, lovely sand.
There's some nice areas down here, don't get me wrong, that look really fucking lovely. But you tend to find that all the areas that all the tourists know are just shit.
Harry Island.
You've got to find like the little nooks and crannies that only the locals know, and then you can find some amazing beaches.
Yeah. Like in South Wales, you've got Barry Island because Gavin and Stacey was filled there, and has the worst beach and the worst water imaginable. Do not put yourself in that water, and everyone floods there.
They shot an episode of Red Dwarf in Wales, didn't they? For that Paradise one, where they going back in that
the craters.
Yeah, do you not remember that episode where they hook themselves Better Than Life? That episode where they go into the video game. That's shot in Wales, isn't it? That beach.
There's so
think
much.
it's Wales.
Probably Llangennith. It's lovely. The very best episode of Red Dwarf is the one where they go to that world where it's all wax robots and they have to train Gandhi and that how to fight against Hitler. Oh, fuck me.
The book version of that is better. It expands on it so much better, the book version.
I love Red Dwarf. Bob, have you ever seen Red Dwarf?
And not the shit American pilot.
Yeah, not the shit American one. The proper one.
No.
Oh, man,
Sorry.
you owe it to yourself.
I think you'd like it, Bob. Give it a chance.
Yeah, Red Dwarf, mate. Get it on.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Slayer's just like, what have I agreed to every week?
I'm pointing at him. I'm trying to do it. There he is. Look.
Oh yeah, you got a signed photograph, haven't you?
Oh, Norman.
That's to everybody in the chat as well. If you haven't seen Red Dwarf, you owe it to yourself. You got to do it.
Yeah, watch it up to the season 8, is it? And then that even season 8 was a bit shit, but
season 7 was shit.
After they ended and then they rebooted it, it just got worse. Like they ended up on Coronation Street. Just you suffer it.
To be fair though, the last 3 seasons were excellent. Well, they went right back to the old writing and stuff, which I thought were great. There was like it goes from 1 to 6, and then avoid everything else, and then is it like 10 to 12? Like,
or just watch 1 to 6 and ignore everything else because they're the pinnacle.
That Back to Earth was fucking gash. Don't watch that.
I wonder what I can watch that through over here.
BBC.
BBC no, it's on Dave. I don't know.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing British television.
I'm sure it's available somewhere for you, Bob.
Dun 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 dun. Oh, it's amazing.
So,
and then watch the American where they literally Americans butcher it. And absolutely destroy it. It was that bad they made 2 pilots and none of them got made because they were so shit.
Fun fact, I remember watching Red Dwarf as a child, and it was the episode where where Dave gets mind controlled by the dark ones. And
he's big boogie glob thing.
And he's forced to eat the tarantula, and that completely scared me from watching the show. And I started watching it again as an adult. Oh my god, I fell in love with it.
It's the fucking puppet, the little fucking
You get the genome machine, and somebody puts a Vindaloo curry in there.
And while everyone's watching Red Dwarf, you should then watch British Empire, which is fantastic as well. Apart from the end.
So good.
It ends.
Going back to gaming, this will please Judzilla. My brother, who is a kind of Call of Duty enlisted first-person shooter, doesn't fuck around with cutscenes and stories. I told him last night, you need to play The Artful Escape. My other friend told him how awful it was because he played 20 minutes and gave up. And he's just sent me a photo of his character, clearly halfway through the game, saying, fair play, this game, music and visuals are amazing. What a game.
Awesome. There you go.
Such a good
What
game.
is this for?
So good.
What game is this for?
The Artful Escape.
Oh, right,
So you gotta play that.
You literally
Really?
press one button and walk to the right or the left, but it's amazing.
What button it is.
And then
I'll tell you what,
the boss fights to that Simon Says game.
Yeah.
When that first guitar solo hit, it literally gave me fucking goosebumps. It's so good. It's such a beautiful game as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We'll jump back on to topic. So there were some other announcements. Knights of the Old Republic, Triangle Strategy, Metroid Dread, Shadowrun Trilogy, Castlevania Advance Collection, ActRaiser Renaissance, Splatoon 3 and Bayonetta 3 all had trailers. Now that isn't the new remaster of Knights of the Old Republic, it's just the original version being ported to Switch. Then we got the announcement of the Super Mario movie cast, which is fucking
It's a me,
hilarious.
a white
Amazing.
American.
It's a me, Chris Pratt.
I just love that Charlie Day is Luigi, and I was hoping it was live action and not animated, because trying to pass him and Chris Pratt off as brothers.
Why?
I'd love to have seen
Why
that.
is Chris
They
Pratt in
did
that
Bob
movie?
Hoskin and what's
Why?
his face though? Sid
John
from
Louis-
Ice Age
what's
as
his name?
fucking
Louis-
brothers.
John Luis Carnio, innit? Or something like that. I don't remember his name.
What's Mario's last
So,
name? Fun fact: what is Mario's last name?
The plumber.
Mario.
No, it's Mario. Mario. And
Mario,
Luigi's called
What?
Luigi Mario.
Is he like Seal or Bono?
Who knows? That's just what they call
Neville.
him in that thingy.
Bill Neville's dad, Neville.
Neville.
I think Callie was going to say something, and he's a bit
I
quiet.
was going to say, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's actually disappointed, or that it's not a live action film. I was so excited for a Charlie Day, just absolute shit show Mario film with live action. It would have been the best.
It's going to look
love to see
amazing, though.
Charlie
It's
Day
made
on it.
by Imagination, or whatever
Yeah.
it's called, who make fucking Illumination, sorry, who make Despicable Me and Minions.
Yeah.
So it's going to be that sort of look. I think they're all going to be
And
like
sing.
I don't
Yeah,
want
It's
Six
going to be
crap
great.
film,
I
though.
wanted a terrible film. I wanted a live action Charlie Day dressed up as Luigi, half the size of Chris Pratt.
that. But
Like, it would have been brilliant.
the good news is, though, we're getting Jack Black as Bowser and fucking Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I mean, that makes up for the rest of it for me. The rest, I don't know.
It will be good.
It's not going to
I
be
love
good at all.
I love
but-
the live action one they did. You know, the one with the Goombas and they have to fucking.
Oh yeah, awful but great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of those that it was so shit that it was entertaining. I love those kind of movies.
To be fair, though,
They ride a
Illumination
mattress
did
on a shoe.
thingy, didn't they? They did
Despicable Me.
Grinch. They did Grinch, and I think that was going to be as good.
Grinch is good.
The Grinch is really good. You've
the way
gotta
it brings rap into the songs and stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic! Great song.
Grinchy, baby. Gotta love it.
Oh, he's the Grinch.
It's such.
He's a
good film.
bad one. Not that I've seen it like 5,000 times, having
Oh,
two
yeah.
small children. Absolutely not.
I don't watch it with my kids. I just watch it on my own. I don't give a shit.
That's another one of those ones, though. It's Benedict Cumberbatch, but you don't know it's him. They could have got anyone
Yeah.
else.
It's such a good film, though.
I have a friend that looks just like Benedict Cumberbatch. But seriously, spit an image. Like the first time I met him, I thought, "Fuck me, that's Benedict Cumberbatch." But no, it was not.
And he was
I
really
actually met
disappointed.
Benedict Cumberbatch,
I
and I
was.
offended him.
I was disappointed,
Yeah.
but I still call him Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I accidentally offended him. He was filming when he first got the what's it called, Sherlock part. They filmed in my friend's house that he owned in Cardiff. So they filmed most of it in Cardiff, even though it was meant to be based in London and what have you. And they gave us loads of money to buy beers and curry and stay in the back room out the way. And we got to meet him, Mark Gatiss, Martin Freeman. Lovely. I was a big Mark Gatiss fan, so I was like buzzing to meet him. And then my mate said to me, "Well, what do you think of the new doc? You know, what do you think of him?" I was like, "Oh, bit of a, he wasn't famous at the time. He's a bit of a generic, faceless, posh English guy, isn't he? You know." And then later on, he came over and said hi, and I was like, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you." Now, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I got the role." He said, "I'm, just one of those generic, faceless English guys, kind of easy to cast." And I was like, "Ah, shit."
I,
Clearly heard me when I was
I watched-
slated him earlier.
I, mean,
I
if
take
you
it all
guys
back now. The guy's amazing.
When have you guys watched? Is it Four Lions?
Yes.
Great
Fucking,
film.
I was watching it with the missus the other night, and I didn't know that Benedict Cumberbatch was actually in that movie.
Oh, really?
I couldn't imagine
know
that was
he's
the
in
sort
it?
of movie he'd be in it. Yeah, he's a copper right at the end.
He's in it for like 2 seconds, like.
Yeah, he's not in it for very long, but that's like his main breakout role. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
We're not getting.
Is
to
it when
the
they're
point, though.
arguing
You
whether a
met
Wookiee is a
Bilbo.
bear?
You are.
Oh yeah, I also met Bilbo. Yeah, Martin Freeman
Fuck
in The
Benedict
Office is exactly what
Cumberbatch.
Martin Freeman.
I
So
like
Martin
Benedict
Freeman in The
Cumberbatch.
Office is Martin Freeman in real life. That's exactly who he is. So yeah,
It was right, yeah.
Nice.
yeah, it was perfect role for him. Yeah. Whereas Mark Gatiss was pretty cool. He came after they'd finished filming, and he just sat in the room and played Trials on the Xbox 360 with us and had a few beers.
Nice.
And this is when we didn't know who he was, but he sat there with leather gloves on, and we were like, "Are you Moriarty?" He's maybe.
Fucking hell.
I can't remember what the topic was on Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, well, the main thing they announced though was they are expanding the Nintendo Switch Online with N64 and Sega Mega Drive / Genesis games, but the lineup was awful. Like the Genesis Mega Drive lineup was worse than what you get on that £20 Mega Drive collection, and the N64 version was like 8 games. And they're going to be charging more for this. It's not included in the standard subscription. You have to pay extra. And people are like, fucking
It's
Nintendo
crazy how
over this.
Nintendo can get away with this sort of shit, you know. If-
But
if
to
Xbox
tie it
or
into
PlayStation-
Xbox, they announced Banjo-Kazooie was one of them. So,
Yeah. Weird that.
yeah. So it's
GoldenEye.
it's like, why give us gold? We're giving you fucking Banjo again. Give us that
What
fucking
are you drinking?
GoldenEye. Red
What
rocket
was you
sauce.
drinking out of then? Looks like you were drinking out of a light bulb. Can't even see it. What?
It's a rose gold wine glass because it's a very masculine cup to use.
But
What are you drinking out of it?
Red wine. I've just finished a bottle.
Can't
In
drink
one
it.
night?
bit posh.
Damn,
Bit
bro.
posh down there. Oh yes. I only drink the red
Whole bottle
wine.
in it?
Only drink a red wine on a Saturday.
Oh, it's the finest Yellowwood Mountain Merlot.
Where's
I know my
cheese plate
wines.
It's £8
It's
at
not
Lidl.
pronounced Merlot.
Yeah.
What did you pair it with, Jinnah? That's the real question.
Yeah, you're missing the cheese plate.
Edit with an Oreo.
Shit, I
Paired it
haven't
with
eaten.
Burger
God.
King.
Don't say the Burger King. Fucking Ronald McDonald will come and have him. Like, sneak into his house. Oh, they
Sneak
they
King?
definitely need to remake Sneak King, don't they? But like as a murder game, like where you literally sneak in
Oh
and,
my
and you're
god.
like choking people to death with Big Mac, not Big Macs, with whatever the fucking burger is called.
Whopper.
Whopper. That's
Whopper.
it. He should get it out of his pants as well, just because of the ironic name of it, and be like, bang, slap him with it. Just saying.
I remember
This is why I
Burger
don't
King.
design
They
games.
had a tie-in with the
dub
King
sausage.
Kong movie. And they used to ask you if you wanted to Kong your Whopper when you went in to order one.
I remember when I worked at Burger King and they had the Spider-Man 3 came out and they thought, you know what, we'll tie in with Spider-Man 3. How can we do that? Well, there's venom in it. Yeah. So we're going to get crisscross fries, right? And we're going to dye them all black so they look like they've run fucking off and rotten, and we're going to sell them at an inflated price. And they did. They were like crisscross fries, literally out of freezer bags that you pay like £1 for a big bag, and they were charging like £3 just because they were dyed black.
Jesus.
But I remember when they stopped. They used to do like little wings years ago at Burger King, and they stopped selling them. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have to bin these." And I was like, "Fuck off!" I took literally about 5 boxes of these fucking wings and put them in freezer. I had them for about a year and a half. They were great, amazing.
I worked at McDonald's. And remember when we had the McSteak
Yeah,
and it had the peppercorn sauce, which is quite possibly the best peppercorn sauce humanity has ever known? I nicked about 8 of them, and I had the only thing that would fit them in was the gun you use when you're doing like the edging around the flooring, the big gun thing. So yeah, I had to buy one of them from B&Q because I didn't own tools, just so I could use this sauce. And my God, it was so worth it.
Like the manliest application of sauce. Big old Colt gun, just.
Yeah.
Oh God. Fucking hell.
I do apologise for my video keep dropping out. It's not my normal setup.
We just
Because you keep moving from Sat up to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Can't keep up.
But to go with these N64 games they've announced and these Mega Drive games, they're also announced they're bringing out Switch only, that they only work on Switch, N64 and Genesis controllers, which only work on these games, sort of thing, to that pair with them basically. And they're $50 each, so they're proper bending you over and taking you
I'll tell
to
you what,
town.
Nintendo's having a right fucking laugh at their fan base, aren't they? Look at this, what we can get paid for now.
They are
Like,
wireless.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking
but
hilarious.
still-
If Xbox and PlayStation were doing this shit, they'd be torn apart.
Could you imagine if
If
they
you
said,
jump on FacePay, you can probably find an N64 with some controllers for about £50 and
yeah,
the 8 games quite easily.
it
Yeah.
just
They
said
probably
that,
run
though.
better.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, like an N64 controller in this day and age would probably smash the fuck because they were quite ropey in the day, weren't they? But they were good fun. I always liked the N64 controller, but like there isn't a good one now.
No.
They're all battered and fucked.
yeah, but why are they charging extra? These should be part of the online service. They've added like less than like 20 games.
Because
and
they
they're
can.
like,
that's
yeah,
all
but
about it.
people
Like,
are like praising this and praising the showcase, and it was some of the stuff shown was all right, but like they're making it out like fucking second
But, like,
coming of
I was
Christ or something.
on board with
Nintendo
this with
is
the
always one of those
N64.
that Nintendo fans are rabid, man. Like seriously, they'll literally accept any fucking thing that gets thrown their way. Whereas PlayStation guys and Xbox guys, multiplats mostly end up on PlayStation and Xbox. Whereas Nintendo have got these like core games that everybody just fucking proper goes to town on, so they can get away with it.
What were you saying, Callie?
I was saying, like, I was actually proper on board with this N64 thing, so I thought it was the entire back catalogue, or at least a good chunk of it. But no, that's
8
pretty
games.
disappointing. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
especially if you're paying a monthly subscription for 8 games, like
Yeah, right.
they better be adding at least another 8 per month.
Yeah, I would understand if it was like 30, 40 to start with, but there's not.
Hmm.
And yes, the Nintendo online service is a lot cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation, but it's tripe. It is so bad. The
games don't
online is
appreciate.
turd. Like, they doesn't have all the sort of general, sort of basic features an online platform should have. And the
Yeah.
store, it's nice to have the SNES and NES games, but how many times have we played these fucking SNES and NES games now? I mean, no one wants this Mega Drive thing. You made a big deal about Mega Drive. I've literally got them all on about 5 different collections, and they're all about a £5
Yeah,
nowadays,
sure.
second hand. Do you know what I mean?
You know the Mega Drive controller?
Yeah.
In the UK, we're getting the 3-button version. But in Japan, they're getting the 6-button version.
Oh, all right, that's weird.
I bet we pay
Yeah.
more for it as well.
Yeah, shafted.
Yeah.
I don't know what you get in America, Bob. Do you know? Or Slayer, do you know how many buttons you're getting on your... It's Genesis over there, isn't it?
It's
Genesis
Mega Drive
controller.
over here, yeah. Genesis over there.
6.
Oh, you bastards.
You know why, don't you? It's because fucking most British people have web fingers, so we only get 3 buttons.
My favourite memories of the Mega Drive controller, that used to be Jaguar XJ220 racing, holding A, absolutely hammering it, and then when you took it off, the A was imprinted in your thumb.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, so good.
Can anyone
What a childhood.
remember the cheat code for Sonic the Hedgehog off the top of their head?
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B, A, B, or something.
Up, down, left, right,
Is
A,
that
B, A, B, A, B, start, I think.
No,
Something
it's
like
up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start.
Hey, he's got it. Come on, Bob.
I mean, I'm just the confidence he said it. I'm just assuming that's
Yeah, yeah.
correct. Like
That
that
sounds
could have been
right, to be fair,
nonsense,
yeah.
but you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That man.
Give you
That's
30
like
lives
Zombie
on Contra.
scratched into his lens. I remember Shinobi, you go to the menu, change to 0 shurikens, and you wait a minute. All of a sudden, infinite.
Mortal Kombat used to have those really bullshit combo things you had to put in, didn't they? The little,
Yeah.
little fucking, each button represents a different icon.
We'll have to
Yeah.
make like weird game
Finish him.
cheats
Press
and shit
start,
a
and you
topic
block
one
luck.
day for something.
Like GTA used to have some mad ones, didn't they?
Oh.
Just
You could turn all the pedestrians into grannies, or you could change them into different things. But I always pick the granny. But if you did it too many times, it would break and they would stay as grannies forever. And it would
used
fuck
to,
your game up.
I used to spam the fucking weapon
Were
cheats.
the
on GTA.
prostitutes even grannies?
Yeah, it just changed every single person on the street into a granny.
Oh,
there
there
was-
you
they
go,
go-
Redders.
Days all over that.
Oh, but yeah, I think we can all agree we want GoldenEye. That remaster. Has anyone played that remaster that leaked apart from me? It's so good.
You
No.
played it?
Yeah, I've got it on my laptop now. You can download it and play it through a 360 emulator, and it works
one-
like
Is that the one
55.
made on Unreal?
The one that Rare made where it flicks between classic and like 360
Oh,
graphics.
right, yeah, I know the one.
Not I'm not about the GoldenEye where it's not really GoldenEye. They just called it GoldenEye. They actually Rare made a Xbox arcade game which was the
Yeah.
original GoldenEye, but you could press a button at any time to flick between the graphic styles.
Yeah.
And
on
then
the Halos.
it like Halo Master Chief Collection, but it never got released because of I think Nintendo shat on it
Nintendo
at
blocked
last
it, didn't
minute.
They
got
did
all
the
way
same
to the
thing
end.
with. They did the same thing with Far Cry 5, didn't they? Some dude recreated GoldenEye and Far Cry 5, and
Yeah.
they shut that shit down.
But
Pretty fucking quick.
a pretty much 95% complete playable build leaked a couple of months back, and you have to play it on your PC, but it plays with a free like an Xbox pad, and barring a few sort of frame rate drops, which could just be my laptop playing it through the emulator, it's flawless. It's really good. It's weird playing it though. It's like playing Perfect Dark, the original on 360, with the weird controls. But
Yeah.
the game is exactly the same. It's weird being able to flick between them. It's cool though. It's a shame it never got brought out because it'd have been rate good on the Rare Replay collection. So
I know Stubbs doesn't rate him earlier on in chat, but I love the Perfect Dark games, especially the one on the 360 with the 72-player multiplayer Infection game. That game was fucking ace. So much fun.
Yeah, there's a quick button press on Diablo 2 Resurrected that you can go back to the old graphics on, and I didn't even realize it. I was playing it for about 15 minutes, and I'm like, wow, this is really how I remember it. And then I got that prompt to, hey, if you want to go back to classic graphics, hit this. I hit it. I'm like, whoa, yeah, this sucks.
Everybody always wants a GoldenEye remake, but it's one of those games you can't remake. It never lives up to the hype of the first game. Do you know what I mean? It was already perfect. You can't improve on that. Just leave it alone. And everybody always says we need a remake, but no, you don't need a remake.
We need a remaster of Nightfire because that is amazing. Nothing beats Nightfire multiplayer with the little tripwires and the fucking rocket launchers on the snow level with the fucking cars.
That was my favorite.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Loved it. Used to play it for hours, and then you got in the little helicopter thing flying around. Oh my god, that was great. You've not lived if you haven't played
Fear
that.
games. I want the Fear games backwards compatible with FPS boost.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I can't play the Fear games. I literally play one for like fucking 10 minutes and nope, not fucking playing this anymore. Yeah, pretty much.
That reminds me of Condemned. I shit myself playing Condemned the first time.
I'm alright on horror movies. This is the thing. I'm alright on horror movies, but I just cannot play horror games. They shit me up too much. Horror movies are alright because you know when the scary bits are coming because the audio fucking like gives off signals, but you don't get that in games.
No.
My missus is a massive horror buff. She loves her horror movies, and I've told her that she needs to start playing games because she doesn't get fucking scared by horror movies either. So I've told her to start playing games, but I don't think she's going to do it. So
I'll tell you what,
keep trying.
Get her into a VR horror game and see if she shits herself, because I know I did.
Yes.
I know she will for sure.
Yeah.
But,
I did the demo, the kitchen demo for Resi fucking 4 or 5 or whatever it is, 7, 6, whatever which one it was, on PSVR.
7.
Oh my god, you don't even do it. You just sat in a chair, and I shit my pants when the fucking thing came over and fucking the crazy lady like pops her head out and starts trying to kill you. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done here. Change my pants. I'm done.
I played the original Resident Evil and I played the original Silent Hill, but after that, I couldn't fucking play them anymore. The last horror game I tried to play was Slender Man on the Xbox One, and I made it like 5 minutes in. I saw him stand on the top of the hill. I was like, "Yep, fuck this." Turned that off. And then I went
that's
back
a shit game anyway. You shouldn't even get 5 minutes in. You should get like 3 minutes.
Wilmy Hood.
Yeah.
Wilmy Hood. He recommended Visage, and I played it for like an hour, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse the more I played it. And finally, I was like, I got up, I turned the lights on, I changed games, and I'm like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's one of those trippy games.
Yeah, I played the Exorcist demo on VR on Oculus Rift, and honestly, I thought my heart was going to explode. It's like it shouldn't be doing that. My brother was, I was streaming it, and my brother was just pissing himself laughing at me. I'm like, you have to call an ambulance in a minute. I can't carry on with this. It's an experience, though. Recommend it.
I remember doing the original Condemned back when I lived with a couple of mates, and we had a projector set up in the basement for the 360 and surround sound. We had the beams above us. We put the speakers up and around us in the beams, so it was an amazing setup. And I had a few drinks, a bit of a smoke, and then going through Condemned, and we kept hearing this can getting knocked over because they used to knock into the environment and stuff, and we're going down this sewer, and every time we turned around there was nothing there, and then we'd walk a bit further and you could hear like a can rolling behind us, and turn around, nothing there. And we got to the bit where there's a ladder you walk down, and as the animation turns and you grab the ladder, there was this guy there about to hit me in the face with a thing. I shit myself. I threw the controller. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not playing that tonight. I would fancy playing some Left 4 Dead 2 or something instead, a bit less.
Did he make that exact noise, Jenna? Can you do that again for us?
Oh, absolutely not. That's a one time. I can recall it.
Right, amazing. I'm going to draw the winners for the giveaway. Give me
drum
2 seconds.
Please.
Yeah, give us a drum roll. We've got 5 to give away, haven't we, on this show?
Can't do it. Fucking drum roll.
Is it 5, Jenna? Before I start announcing 5 people, let's just double check.
Let me check my messages to you. How many codes they gave me? Also, I will say there's a review on my channel and on the XBL channel for this game, isn't there? It's a really good game.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
we've
enjoyed
both
this
we've
one.
done different reviews, and I'm going to be reviewing the Series X update of it at some point. It's just I've got a backlog and half of review games that are more important at this moment in time, so I'll get round to it eventually.
Can't find where I messaged you how many I had. 'Cause I'm an idiot, but we got a lot.
Yeah, I'll go with 5. If we get any more, we'll let people know. I'm sure it's 5. So
Be easier if I just checked my message from the
Good luck,
developer, wouldn't it?
everyone.
well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna I'll shout out the 5 that I've got here that I've just generated. So we have got Flap, Logic, it's Timmy, He Boy, and Mijo, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm butchering it.
Mijo, yeah.
Well done. When I say Logic, I
Congratulations.
mean Luke Torres obviously knows who Logic is, but for anyone who's like, there's not a Logic in the chat. What's this bollocks? So well done to you 5. Message us on Twitter. Just send us a picture that you subscribed, and I will send you a code over either later tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on how much longer I'm awake. So big congratulations to you 5.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well done, guys.
Enjoy it.
You definitely earned it having to sit through Ginna's dog sausage story, I reckon.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the highlight of this podcast, I'll have you know. Apart from my condemned noise, that was right up there.
Yeah, that was killer.
Yeah, it was 5. Let's go with 5.
5, yep. So Flap, Logic, Timmy, He Boy, and Mijo.
Mijo.
That's you.
Miho.
Mijo. Yes, I'm on about you. Hit us up on the Twitter. And
Not Sensei.
Not you, sorry, Sensei. I think you won something the other week and never actually claimed it. Go and listen to the other podcast.
Oh, that was last week. Yeah, he won it and then gave it away again.
Yeah, you didn't even want it. So
because he's a good egg like that.
He's a good egg. Oh, he just didn't want to play a point-and-click Steam game, maybe.
Mio has missed how he's supposed to claim. He said me on email. So the idea is just take a screenshot on your phone or your laptop to show you're subscribed and DM XBL Party Podcast on Twitter. That's right in there. And if it's not, I don't even know how to do the competition myself.
Yeah, that's it. I think he may have thingied come through.
I think he's confused. He's asking, do you know his email?
Yeah.
Do not post it in the comments for God's sake.
I've got your email. He won one a week or two back, so I'll sort him out later.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't worry about that. But the rest of you, I know you're on Twitter, so send us a Twitter message. And well done. And big thank you to everyone for watching. Like I say, we've had sort of a consecutive 12, 13 plus sort of viewers. Big thank you. Yeah, it's been sort of consistent. Everyone in the chat, big thank you to you guys for joining in. And we will see you next week, 8 p.m. British time, 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Brazilian. Big thank you to Judzilla and Callie of Robot Republic for joining us.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on. It's been fun.
Where can everyone find you? So do you want to go first, Callie, and then...
Yeah, sure. So it's robot-republic.com. And that's gaming news, reviews, features. We've got a load of stuff on YouTube at the moment. Just launched Critical Update, a gaming news video bit. We also have a podcast network with horror podcasts, comic book podcasts, wrestling, and then my one, which is the Gaming Manifesto. And I'm hoping I'll be able to convince some of the guys here to show up at some point.
I did listen to some of your podcasts the other day after inviting you on, and you had one where you had this TikTok girl who called you. You called her you called her a TikTok influencer. She's like, I'm a comedian. Podcast was so funny. It's just amazing.
I love that episode, to be honest. I had such a good time recording it with them.
Yeah, it's great. It's really funny.
So thank you.
What about you, Judzilla?
Yeah, cheers, mate. So, first off, thanks very much for inviting me. I've had a blast tonight. It's been really good fun. I appreciate the invite and hanging with all you guys. You're all pretty awesome, so thank you for that. You can find me on Twitter at Judzilla UK, and my music YouTube channel is in the profile. I do all sorts of different music. Recently, I've been doing some inspired by, so I've done Halo, Gears, Cyberpunk, and Hellblade, and a bunch of other stuff. Also do copyright music for independent creators, so you can go on there and just grab something and use it. Yeah, that's pretty much about it, really. I'm trying to get to 100 subs so I can actually shout out the channel name instead of a bunch of letters and numbers, which is always fun. But again, thanks for the invite. It's been good fun, guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you very much for joining us. And thanks to Slayer, to the Jinner, to Bob, to the Big Cheese, the Fat Mamoo, for joining us.
Just a reminder, Gaming Room 101 returns this Thursday for
Tuesday.
this Tuesday for episode 3 at 8
I
p.m.
can't wait. It's such a
Looking forward to it.
fun show with you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
proper. It's just a piss taking in. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
There's not much structure. If you think this is unstructured, you wait till Tuesday. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
And apologies for anyone who might happen to be wanting my retro podcast. I keep saying it's coming back on the alternate Tuesdays, and I haven't done one in like 2 months. It is coming. I've just been so busy with life. I'm just so busy. So it will come back soon. I just haven't got around to recording new episodes yet, but it's on my list. It's coming back hopefully in the next 2 weeks. I've got 2 weeks from like today to sort of get one done. So hopefully that'll be back soon. But
You
other
got
than that,
this.
yeah, I can do it. I can do this.
Believe in you.
I know.
I think before we head off, I know you said this week we were a bit short to grab some guests. So yeah, I got Callie. I didn't know who I was getting, to be honest, from Robot Republic. It was going to be one of the two of you.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, it was very last minute. Marcus is busy at a like tabletop game tournament today, so he wasn't sure if he was going to make it back in time.
instantly you guys just got cooler. And so yeah, this stuff, like I said, on YouTube is that's where I've only listened to them really, is YouTube, and they're really funny. I really enjoy listening to them just whilst you're working, and if you're getting a bit down and you got your boss in your ear like I do telling you what to do, just chuck them on and drown them out, and you'll forget about all the bad times. And then Judzilla's music, like I said earlier, is just incredible. Like the 80s theme, the one he did the other day, I was a big fan of that, and that Halo one is just it really is just Halo-esque. It's hard to capture that Halo theme. A lot of other games try it, but he absolutely nailed it. So
Thanks, man. I
check 'em out.
appreciate the kind words.
And if you are still watching, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Thank you very
Yes,
much. And if anyone's
definitely.
got any suggestions for future guests, let us know. We're always interested in chatting with cool people and having them on and making them suffer us for a couple of hours. So just tell them to get in touch with us, or you guys get in touch with us in the PM on Twitter, in the comments on YouTube, and we will do our best to speak to them. Can't promise they'll want to come, but we'll invite them at least. So,
and like Red Dwarf, we're getting an American spin-off soon.
yeah, we're in the works, but it won't be as shit as the Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob's going to be much more vocal on that one. He's going to have to host it.
Yeah,
That's it.
sounding like that.
Seriously, Bob, you've got to watch Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
I
That is-
will
that
get
is your
down to it
mission
and I'll
for the
find
week.
it.
It's great.
You'll love it.
But other than that, I think we'll call it a day. Big thank you to everyone, as like I say. Oh, and a big thank you to everyone who started listening in the last couple of weeks on like Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. For some reason, that's just exploded this week as well. So big thank you to them. There has been a delay in last week's episode. It only went live yesterday on Anchor. It will be much quicker this week. I had to do some tweaking on last week's episode before I could put it live on those. But going forward, the plan is they'll go live on a Monday or a Tuesday after the weekend show on YouTube. So there'll be a couple of days and it'll jump up on the podcasting services. But it's just getting time to do it. And with having bad internet the last couple of weeks, uploading and downloading was like a no-go. So going forward, Tuesdays it'll be up for audio, and then every Saturday 8 p.m. will be live on YouTube. But then that, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining us in chat. Thanks for popping in again, Fabio. I hope your brother's having a good birthday, and we will
He's
see.
having a fabulous birthday.
And we'll see you all next week. So bye for now, everyone. Bye. No one else saying bye. It's just me. All right, I'll
Oh
say
yeah, sorry. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everybody.
Normal-
I didn't know you
normally,
came.
normally you're all
Hey.
jumping, and this time they're all just sat there looking at the screen. Can't get staff these days. Right, see you all later, guys.
Whoa, whoa,
Bye-bye.
before we go. Nothing really. I was going to say, yeah, Anchor Analytics tell us that a lot of the listeners are elderly females, clearly here for Redda's sexy voice.
No, elderly
Absolutely.
males. Elderly males.
Or
them
males, I
too,
don't discriminate, okay?
No.
But Redda's voice has clearly brought him in because he's had a
It
jump
is.
since he's
Yeah.
joined in elderly people. He has
That's
spent
me.
the entire show sat like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. So
Yeah.
get on YouTube and watch it. Don't just enjoy him in your ears, enjoy him visually as well.
Oh,
you know?
man.
Yeah, according to our analytics, elderly, like sort of 49 to 60-year-old men, is a very big watch number. So big thank you to all you older folks out there. I'm glad you put up with us every Saturday. And like I say, if you want to look at Redders, get
Yeah.
on.
Redders finds a
worries.
way.
That's it.
He
Just
will
sub.
he will do a hot tub
Romance with the
stream
elderly.
if we get a
We'll
100
give you all the redders you want. Just sub.
Yeah.
At 1,000 subs, I will do an episode in a hot tub in a boob tube,
Dressed as Jeff Goldblum.
dressed as Jeff Goldblum.
instead of water. it's
I'll
baked
even
beans.
get the stuck on hair so you can see like proper. I'll grow out my hair so it's nice and curly for you.
Put on some black glasses.
Yeah,
There you go.
Life finds a
I-
way.
I
That's
know
it.
my audience.
And on that notice, we'll see you next week, guys. Bye for now.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.